Jeff's all out of focus.
That's okay. I had the drink in my hand.
What's going on, guys?
We got starting back at the top up here. We got Russian Digger, Vendetta in there, Amethyst, Swamp Rat Nation who joined us, Reg, Jericho's in here, Joey Brown, Rocky Mountain Life.
Boom.
Detective Bull, how you doing?
Detective Bull in the house. We got Australian.
Nice.
Robert Worley in the house. He says he's watching.
Robert, Mark Miller. Mark.
So, did you do any detecting today, or
I did.
Find anything cool?
I kind of had the crap scared out of me. Found a 30 caliber carbine bullet. Misfire. But while I was looking for it, I'm down in the road, and this thing came up on my Garrett A2 Pro at a 90-95. I go grab my shovel and I stick it into the ground, and as I'm sticking it in the ground the first time, voice from behind me says, "Come here." Well, I'm out in the middle of the woods. There's never anybody there. So I turn around. I jump up. I turn around, look around me. Nobody anywhere near me. Spent 20 minutes walking around in circles looking to see who was out in the woods following me. Not a soul. And it wasn't like a regular voice that, you think ghosts and you think that, "Come here." It was just somebody, "Come here." And done. So then I dug this up. So that's kind of, I find 30 carbine brass all the time, but finding one that didn't fire, hearing a voice behind me, that's kind of freaky. So I get home, get on my computer, look up my aerial maps, and I had the GPS location where I heard the voice, since it was the last hole that I dug for the night. And it turns out there was another road to the south of me that's overgrown. I can't see it from the ground. And about 50 feet in, it looks like there's another clearing or opening where I'm thinking there might be another home site out there. So I'm going to get out in the morning and at least go hike in and explore it, see if I can figure out where that voice was coming from, because it scared the hell out of me.
Right? Or it could just be leading you to the treasure.
Right. They got a stash out there somewhere. Man, I'll tell you what. If it's an M1 Grand buried out, and if it's an M1 carbine buried out there in the ground, I'll take it.
Right.
Yeah, all day long.
Yep. And the site has military history. There's a 1930s aviation tower, so very early aviation. that use that tower. And I live about 13 miles south of Orlando International Airport here in Florida. And the property that I've been searching is owned by the county, but it's the light tower is the 10-mile marker for what at the time was Pine Castle Army Air Base, which is now Orlando International Airport.
Nice.
So that was an Army Air Base, and that light was part of the Army Air Base. So who knows?
Might be able to find a few things out there.
Yep. No, and I've found other military artifacts that, from the time period that I'm looking in, which is most of my detecting. I'm looking early 1900s. Occasionally I get some late 1800s finds, but mostly Depression, World War I, World War II artifacts.
Nice. It's a good era.
Yeah. Now we all went quiet. What's up?
I couldn't tell if Charlie was frozen or not. Yeah, he was.
No, I was trying to get it to show up. I was trying to say hello, and I wasn't trying to interrupt.
No. Oh, mercy. That's hilarious.
But yeah, you got any other questions for me?
Oh, we do.
Yeah, the other question I got is how did you pick the name Swamp Rat?
Well, I was just actually a bunch of people in town here started calling me that. Just I don't know. Before I ever had a channel, I'd go cruising through town. I'm kind of the guy that that guy that everybody has when something breaks, you call that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm that guy.
That's a good guy to have.
If it's broken, I probably either I'll fix it or I'll figure out how to fix it. So they kind of said, well, you just kind of put things together like a rat. And I go, yeah, one that lives in a swamp. So it's like, okay, next time I ran into somebody, they started calling me Swamp Rat, and it just kind of stuck. Then I thought it was a cool name when I started my channel. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to be Swamp Rat. And then somebody else said something about, yeah, if you're the Swamp Rat, I'm joining the Swamp Rat Nation. And I'm like, whoop, channel name change. We're adding nation on the end of that one.
Thank you very much.
Yep. That's how that one came about.
So during your YouTube adventure, who was your biggest influencer?
Probably Park Rat Metal Detecting has been one of my big ones. He was one of the first people that reached out to me. I didn't know if I was going to be doing the whole YouTube thing. He came up. He lives about an hour and a half south of me, and he came up here and detected the lot with me, and we had a blast that day. Got a lot of input from him. He started sending me messages on the phone. If I've got a problem, I shoot a message over to him. Hey, Pat, how do I do this? Hey, Pat, how do I do this?
Yeah.
And then the tides kind of turn because I got this really bad habit of being able to memorize things really fast. So now, if anybody finds shotgun shells, because 4 months metal detecting, I have a Tupperware box full of shotgun head stamps.
Holy cow.
I have an absorbent amount of them, and I started doing the research on them because they're not that exciting initially. People look at a shotgun head stamp, and a lot of the detectors will just take that head stamp and go, oh, it's an old head stamp. It doesn't say gauge. It says number, and they toss it aside. Well, I didn't want to just toss it aside. I wanted to know, okay, it's old, but how old is it?
Right.
And then I started researching, pulling the data up on different ones and memorizing when they're when different companies were producing them. So now everybody calls me and asks me.
Because you got all this on memory. I mean,
Yeah.
that you,
Yeah. There's some that I have to look up still when it's something I haven't seen before, but most of them I can get you within 20 years of manufacture date
Oh, that's awesome.
just by knowing what the companies are that were producing them.
That's awesome. That is because I'd spend half a day looking that up. If
Yeah,
not a
same
full
here.
day.
Well, I was really fortunate. I found a really good website for shotgun head stamps. If anybody wants to check it out, go to Aussie Metal Detecting. It's an Australian metal detector. I don't think he's got a YouTube channel, but he's got a database that's phenomenal of head stamps. And he's got them all broken down by what companies make them, and he'll put head stamps on there from anywhere in the world. So he's got 3 of mine that he hadn't had in there he just updated his database, and now I'm in his database.
Awesome. That's pretty nice. I mean,
Yeah.
that's a good thing to have somebody putting that much detail to that resource and information.
Yeah, and it's
That's a
not
lot of work.
something that most people would actually look at and go, hey, but when you think about it, everybody goes, well, if I find a coin, I can date this property that I'm going to go search. What you're really dating is somebody dropped this coin, but they could have dropped it anywhere from the time that it was minted up until the time that it was dropped.
Right.
So who knows? It could have been dropped 2 weeks ago. Could be a 43 coin that was dropped 2 weeks ago. With a shotgun shell, it's going to be used quick.
Right.
So you've got a really good resource for metal detecting right there for aging what you're looking for. I'm finding shotgun shells 19, one of like an example. Let's see if I can get that up there far enough. Rem UMC, that's what this one is, which is, sorry, it's going to be hard. I got to keep my hands still. So this one's a Remington UMC. UMC stands for Union Metallic Cartridge Company, and Rem is obviously Remington. Union Metallic Cartridge Company actually bought Remington Arms in 1911. So a Rem UMC is 1911 up until they stopped using the UMC in 1932. So this automatically 1911 to 1932 without even knowing what the manufacturer was on it. If I find one that just says UMC Co., which is Union Metallic Cartridge Company, then I know that's before they bought Remington Arms.
Right.
So it's going to be 1910 or earlier. Just found one today that was Union Metallic Cartridge Company's powderless number 12, and that one dates from 1882 to 1896. It was sold to customers as a self-load, which means they sold you the brass and the paper piece.
Right.
You loaded the rest of it yourself. They just sold the cartridge and you loaded it up, stuck it in your bag so you could pull it out and shoot it. So
yeah, you put your own grain powder in.
Right. And that one probably had the powder already loaded in it since it is a smokeless. That was something I think was kind of new in at that time, late 1800s. But that's what I use the head stamps mostly for, is dating the area. Once I know the date of the area, then I know what other things I potentially might find in that area.
That's a good way to do it. That's something you can definitely date the site from.
Yep.
Besides coins.
Yep.
Give you a double down that way.
Right. Right, and it makes dating everything else a lot easier. I mean, there are some things that, yeah, you can pull a date up on them, but I'm no expert on them. I've started finding bottles in the last couple of months. I'm no expert on bottles, but because I know the site was Depression era, I can pretty much assume that 1950 or earlier, since I know that 1950s is about when the structure stopped being out on the property. So then
Makes sense.
it narrows down what I have to look for when I'm finding other artifacts out there.
Does the sandy soil change much difference while you're detecting out there? So, say here on a clay soil compared to your sandy soil.
It's extremely sandy soil in some areas, and then because the area that I'm searching is county property, and it was a cattle ranch before, before 96 when it started to be developed, and they moved this one piece of property aside. They set it aside. We have a native tortoise, the gopher tortoise, that it's being threatened by house development. They were just burying them alive, so they set this acreage aside for relocation of them. I've got 2,000 acres of basically cattle ranch. That's the preserve. It's county owned. I can search any part of it. There's four houses I've been told out there. I've definitively located 2 of them.
Awesome.
One of them I can't get to because I don't have a boat yet. So I need to get a canoe to get to one of them, and I have to drag the canoe a mile out before I even launch it. The house
I
is,
got a kayak.
yeah, that's kind of what I need. This one, though, it's going to have to be dragged through the woods with me for a mile before I even get to the pond. What happened was when they were working on this property and developing it in the 80s, they were actually going to put a subdivision in there, and they decided to drain the pond, or to drain the swampy areas. They were going to carve a canal through the center of it and use 2 existing low-lying areas as retention ponds. Well, both retention ponds have had low-lying areas around them with a high spot in the middle. So both ponds now have an island in the center of them, where there wasn't an island before. My second retention pond is the bigger of the 2, and the second house that was out on the property was on the high spot in what's now the middle of the pond. So it hasn't been touched. I actually flew my drone out to it a couple weeks ago, and I can still see parts of the structure sticking up out of the ground.
Sweet.
So nobody's been out there at least since the 80s to where that structure is. So I'm kind of excited to get out there.
That's outside the box. That's
Yep.
thinking outside the box. That's the way to go.
Yep. And you've got to, if you want to stay ahead of what everybody else is doing, if you want to. My big thing is I want to learn something new every day I go out. I get up in the morning and what am I going to learn today? What am I going to learn about that I haven't seen before? What am I going to find that I haven't found before?
Exactly.
And I do this almost every day or every other day. Unfortunately, I don't work anymore. I've got young onset Parkinson's disease and kind of put me on medical retirement. So I get out and do that. That's my exercise. That or riding my mountain bikes.
Yeah, I love your bikes, man. Those are
awesome. Those were thanks to a VA adaptive sports grant. Bought those for me.
Awesome.
Which, I mean, they're $10,000 a piece, so there was no way I was going to be able to afford a bike like that. So definitely grateful for them.
Yeah, one of my first videos I seen, you was whipping around and doing some tune-ups on one of them or something.
Yep, that was on Swamp Thing,
Yeah.
the green one. That was my first one. That's actually the one that the VA bought for me. The second one is kind of a sad story. I had a friend that decided that he wanted one also, and he ordered one. He had the VA buy him one exactly like mine. Long story short, we ended up not being friends, and he was falling on hard times and ended up pawning his. And I walked into the pawn shop while it was just getting moved out onto the floor. How much you guys want for that? They're like, $2,000. I went, I don't have $2,000. The girl goes, we have layaway 10% down. I'm like, that's all you had to say, sweetheart.
That baby's coming home today.
Yeah, well, it ended up staying there for a couple of months until I could actually afford to get it out, out of the layaway system. But I paid $2,000 for it. That one's a full suspension bike, 4 wheels, full suspension, 26 by 4 wheels on it, so it's got big fat tires on it.
Yeah.
It has a Shimano 10-speed rear end, and then what really makes that one unusual, it's got a 9-speed pinion gearbox on the front end. So if you take the front end's 9 and the rear end's 10, it's a 90-speed mountain bike. And the gear ratio is crazy on it. If you drop it into the lowest gear, you know how you see people that are trying to pedal on the lowest gear and they're just warp speed and they're not going anywhere?
Yeah.
That's what that thing does. But if you put it on the highest gear, good luck pushing it if you try to start in that. Yeah, exactly. It's going to be really slow and hard to push, but if you can take the time and learn how to shift that thing up, I get the thing moving my average speed, I think, is about 14, 15 miles an hour.
That's not bad.
For a mountain bike, that's pretty quick, but it's flat in Florida. So mostly.
Yeah, here we have to deal with like feet of snow.
Yeah, we don't have to deal with snow here.
So the one that I got, it's one of those like 4.5-inch wide tires, mountain bike.
Nice.
And that thing cuts right through the snow, sand, anything. You can crawl over rocks with it.
Did you put a big motor on it?
Not yet.
That's my next thing. I kind of want to put a motor on my green one.
See, I've got like 3 different chainsaws over here, so I'm
I was thinking electric, but yeah.
They've changed 2 different old rail lines here into biking trails and walking trails. So
nice.
If you're lucky, that you'll get a shuttle up to the top and just kind of coast down and stuff.
Yeah, that's what one of the things I was looking at doing in the spring is going up to Colorado. I wanted to go do the Pikes Peak run and ride from the top of Pikes Peak in Colorado down to the bottom. They do that on mountain bikes. So they should be able to shuttle the bike up there. I actually started talking to Adventures with Goat, Jeff from Adventures with Goat, about that. And he's like, come up to Colorado. I'll take you up. We'll go do that, since he mountain bikes also. And then we started talking about prospecting. So
that's usually how it goes,
I'll get my first
one leads to the
prospecting. If I get up there in the spring, I'll get my first experience prospecting up there with him, which
I'll tell you right now, the fever is real.
Yeah.
I'll tell you.
Once you see that shiny in that pan, it's like boom, instantly. I need more.
It's anything that's treasure hunting, I think, has that capacity. I started with magnet fishing. I'm a Kratos Magnetics affiliate. I started throwing the magnet 2 years ago, and that's kind of how I started doing videos. Wasn't good at it at all at that point. Just didn't have the passion with me. But over the summer, I started throwing and hooking up with some of the other magnet fishers. Jason, the Magnetic Squatch, Daddy and Daughter Plus Water. They're both here in Florida. Fat Magnet Guy's just up in Georgia, and he's from my hometown here in St. Cloud, Florida. So we ended up meeting up, and the fever was real because within 2 months of getting the new magnet, I think I pulled 4 guns in 2 months. So
Yeah, that would definitely set the hooks of the fever, because that's what most magnet fishers are looking for, is a gun.
Right. But then I kind of was getting, to the point where I still like it. I still go out and magnet fish. There's, a bunch of stuff that I'll find and I'll reuse. Fishing lures, fishing poles. Once I found a couple of guns, though, it kind of lost its appeal. And as far as, how many guns can you find? And then it's like the same thing over and over again. So then I got into the metal detecting, and that one kept going. So my name's Swamp Rat, and I'm an addict.
It's addictive addict too. I mean,
and I know the same thing's going to happen if I start prospecting. One of mine and my girlfriend's bucket list locations to go, she's already been. Before she and I met, she went, is Crater of Diamonds.
Oh.
So she's actually been before. She's got some of the equipment already.
And sifts.
She's got a big bucket full of dirt from Crater of Diamonds that hasn't been gone through yet. So that's on my bucket list, is to go there. We'll probably try to go there, on the way to Colorado. Or the big trip this year is probably going to be out to California, though. I've got a 20-year-old son that's a U.S. Marine. He's following the family tradition, and he's getting ready to make corporal this year. So
I've got a 22-year-old son in the Air Force, sergeant, a staff sergeant.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So yeah, we both got young kids that are doing well in the military.
Yep. Yeah, and he's my youngest. He's my baby. I've got two daughters that one of them doesn't talk to me. The other one's a little bit. I love her.
Yeah, they're kids. Kid. Kids are kids.
Yeah. He's a good kid. My son's the youngest, and I think he's probably the most.
How you doing, Marlon?
Put together. He's more put together than I am. Hey, Marlon.
Mine's just, I only have one, but he's definitely my mini me. So he impresses me every day.
That's what mine is. I put up pictures, everything from my baby pictures up until my boot camp pictures. You put me and my son next to each other, you can't tell which one's which other than the pictures.
Yeah. The date of the picture.
Right, the date of the picture is the only way you can tell the difference. And obviously now he doesn't have quite as nice a beard as I do.
Right.
Yeah, with Marlon jumping in here, everybody mark this down on your calendars.
Yes.
February 20th. I'm sorry. Words are hard. February 20th, me and Jeff will be over on Mayor Videos hanging out and doing an interview. So make sure you stop by and check that out.
That's on a Sunday on the creator meet and greet?
Yes. Sunday.
So, yeah.
Awesome.
Yes.
I try to be in there every week. I see Johnny from Alaskans on the Fly is in here. Hey, Johnny.
Awesome.
How you doing, Johnny?
We got Russian Digger in the house too.
Alex?
Yeah.
Well, when he was talking, got a crowd. So, you got any more questions, or you guys want me to show off some of my finds?
What
Actually,
would you
let's see
like
some
to?
of those. Let's see some of those finds.
Yeah, we like treasure.
Well, we saw the. You guys saw that one. That's my best coin by far. That's why it's in the case and protected because, yeah. But then my oldest one, just found this one not too long ago, about a month ago. Got my barber dime,
Ooh, nice.
and it's not in bad shape. I mean, it's pretty thin. Yeah, it's got too much light over here. Two Mercuries I found in the same hole. This was a coin spill. I had two Mercuries, a Buffalo.
Nice crusty buffaloes.
Yeah.
I like them like that.
Yeah. Well, that one's in actually really good shape. It was in the sandy soil. I love what the coins when they're in the sandy soil.
They're patina.
Right. Well, and it preserves them. I mean, this Walking Liberty, everybody always asks how I cleaned it up. I didn't. This is how it came out of the ground. It came out of the ground that clean. And the dimes are the same way. That's how they come out of the ground here. Particularly in the sand. But I've got two other buffaloes that came out of over where it gets a little bit swampier. And you can tell on this one particularly, I mean, you can see it. You can see the buffalo on that side.
Yeah.
Nothing on that side. I can't get dates on that one. Or that.
OGS prospecting.
White clean, just about.
Yep. They got those. Got a little stack of wheat pennies. I think the oldest one is 1919. The 1913 Barber is my oldest coin that I've found out there. So for a place where the house burned down, I think the house burned down probably in the late 40s, early 50s. My most common finds, we've talked about those a little bit. Head stamps.
Yes.
All kinds of them. And I saw Marlon was in the house here a minute ago. I actually had to shoot a message over to Marlon from Mayor Videos to ask about a couple of them because of all things to find in Florida, I found some that have CIL and then underneath on the bottom it says Canuck. And I'm like, Canuck? What? No.
Canadian shotgun shells in Florida.
Yep. Come on, move. You're not supposed to be in here. Sorry, guys. Out. Sit. No, sit down. Stay.
I'm glad I'm not the only one that has troubles with dogs.
Oh, he's really good. He's actually a service dog, so I'll take him into a restaurant with me, and waitress won't even know he's under the table.
Right.
So, yeah, shotgun shells are my big bread and butter, but I do end up finding a lot of other things. This is kind of hard to pick up and show, but I'm going to anyways. I've been working on putting it to get this together. The area that I'm hunting in is called Split Oak Forests. And right now, it's being threatened by a toll road.
Oh.
Build a toll road through it, even though they set it aside for habitat for gopher tortoises. So they found out I've been going out there and I've been uncovering history. So they're going to have me do a history presentation in April or May on the area, since I'm the resident historian, so I've been working on putting things together like this one. And kind of see some of my finds in there. Kind of point out some of my more memorable ones. Harmonica reed. That's actually both sides of the harmonica. It's only missing the top and bottom piece. Up in the corner. And so most of these you'll see on videos, particularly the ones that are my really, really good finds in here. Up in the top corner up here is a makeup compact that dates back to turn of the century. It's Harriet Hubbard Ayers makeup compact. Harriet Hubbard Ayers was the founder of the very first cosmetic company in the United States.
Wow.
In the late 1800s, she founded a cosmetic company. She was a single mom, 2 girls, founded her own company. The company was producing $2 million a year is what she was making off that company.
Wow.
And somebody decided they wanted control of her money, put her in an insane asylum, and took over control of the company. And the company went from $2 million a year to bankrupt in 6 months.
Wow.
So-
That's a big jump.
That's huge. Hey, I know that guy.
Yeah, well, he's over here in chat. We figured we'd throw him up there.
So we got that. World War II trench lighter. That's one of the few military, other than bullets, that I've found out there. That was government issue trench lighter. In addition to the trench lighter, which is dated probably 1942, I've got a second lighter that I found out there. This one is made in Germany, and manufacture date is either 41 or 42 on that one.
Wow.
Which means that was not purchased in the United States.
That was brought back.
That was brought back.
Yeah.
More than likely. And I got a pocket watch that I'm slowly assembling pieces of it. Clock. These 2 keys down on the bottom corner actually go to the very first Master Lock padlock. When Master Lock was a brand new company, those keys actually went to their very first padlock.
Wow.
And I found those on a key ring. There's those 2. That one's broken. I couldn't get the key ring was actually expanded. It broke when I pulled it out, as well as one of the keys. But the key ring was stuck on the 2 master keys. But up on the top, I've got 4 more keys that were on that key ring. I had a feeling that a ranch hand had a very bad day that day.
Or it's a key ring like mine.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and all of those keys go to padlocks that used to be on gates out on the ranch. So somebody lost all the keys to all of the padlocks. Pocket knife. I've only found 1 pocket knife out there, which kind of surprises me. I've got a little rose piece of jewelry, like a brooch or something, that I found out there. It's just made of brass. This is one of my favorite finds right there. I don't know how close I can get that one up there. It is in one of the videos, but you can see there's a padlock up there. That is a diamond 6 lever lock. That type of lock used instead of using a turn key, it used a push key. You just push the key into the bottom of it, and the whole upper clasp came off. That lock was patented in 1885. So, and that one's probably was manufactured 1890s, 1900, somewhere in there. That number actually came from the second house. It's one of the house numbers for the second house that I haven't been out to yet.
Right.
I found that on the road. And the interesting thing about the road that goes to that house is there's actually one of my videos that I go on just an exploring mission. and you can see where the road is going along. All of a sudden it drops and you're in the pond. And then you look straight across the pond and the road comes back out of the pond again. So the road's still there. It's just underwater. So those are some of my bigger metal finds. I have found quite a few files and stuff too. But lately I started doing sifting. While I've been out on that property, my real goal with being out there has been establish a historic presence in the area that will help stop the road from being built through that preserve. Eventually they're going to declare it a historic site and I won't be able to detect out there. They'll tell me stop, which I'm fine with that. You know, if they tell me stop.
Yeah, but right now they're wanting you to go out there and detect to find stuff to be like, yeah, this is a historic area. And then they're going to tell you, okay, you found enough stuff, you can't dig anymore.
The park rangers out there are actually very encouraging. And until it's declared a historic site, which the minute that they declare it a historic site, then they can't build a road across it either. So my job is done. You know, they can, if they want to declare it a historic site, then they can bring archaeologists in and do that job.
Right.
And that's kind of, you know, I record coordinates for all of my finds. I'm really cautious about that. I do a lot with that nonprofit organization that's a volunteer group that has been trying to preserve the park. And they actually were asking me, I had talked with the president of that group, and these two shadow boxes, if they get office space, these two shadow boxes are going to go to them, and they'll go in the offices. They'll go in the office space. But in addition, since I started digging and sifting, I started finding bottles. This was my first bottle find out there, and it was actually on the surface. There was no cap. The cap I found at a later date, but this is Clorox.
Ah,
and
yeah, the old Clorox.
Based off of the design on where it says Clorox is really good with their old bottles. They have a whole website dedicated to dating their bottles.
Yeah, I thought they had their own website just to date their bottles.
Yep,
I was pretty sure.
And it's funny because in bold letters at the top it says, "We do not want to buy any bottles you find."
Yeah,
we're not interested in buying your bottles. But
there are millions and millions of them.
Yeah, but this was kind of I've seen a lot of them for sale and stuff. It's got one thing that most of them don't. It's got a lid. And even with the lid being broken right there, it still screws on. That's a plastic lid from 1945.
Right.
So they tend to deteriorate in the sun here quite a bit. And this one, I got no breaks on that bottle. It's in great shape.
Hello, Joey Brown.
So I started digging, ended up the second bottle I found a bunch of these. I got about 6 of them. And these are old whiskey bottles and wine bottles. And you can tell because it says federal law prohibits sale or reuse of this bottle.
Oh.
They don't want you putting more whiskey in that bottle, I guess.
That's the bathtub gin.
Yep. So then I just started looking for bottles. Every time I get a good hit, I find something. This one came out while I was detecting one day, and that's a Jergens lotion bottle from 1930. Didn't even know there was Jergens lotion around in 1930. But that one's in really good shape. Some of them I have no idea what they are. These are obviously perfume bottles, though. based off of the size. So I know that there was a husband and wife that lived out there because 1920s, 30s, and 40s. I don't think he was putting perfume on. And I guarantee he wasn't using a makeup compact.
No, there was a lady there somewhere. It might have been a brothel. You never know.
Well, no, it was a family, and I do have reason for that, for knowing that. And that's because of three other things. The only three other things that I found that told me that there was a whole family out there while I was digging up something else metal. Found these three
Marbles.
and this one's actually a marble. That's my favorite. That's one of my favorite marbles. I see them at the antique store all the time.
See, I get marbles off of every house site. Oh, I've got jars upon mason jars upon mason jars.
They sell them all the time, but this one was interesting because when I found this one, I found that 6 to 7 inches down in the dirt like that.
Sweet.
And this jar right here
is the jar you found it in.
It's a jar I found it in, but this jar specifically is a 1930s Vaseline jar.
Oh yeah.
So he probably took this marble and the other two because I found them pretty close to each other with the sifter once I started sifting. He probably had these all three of those marbles stuck in that jar, and that was probably his marble jar.
Buried his treasure.
Yep,
Buried his
that's
treasure.
my guess. Here's one of the nicer bottles. One of the nicer bottles that still has the lid. That lid does not come off, and I'm not going to attempt to. It's got air sealed in it from the 1920s, 1930s. So, and it was buried underground. So,
if we've learned anything from the last couple of years, do not open it.
Right. You don't know. That's one of this one is my second prettiest bottle that I've found, and I don't know what it is. I don't know what was in it. I'm pretty sure it came out of the medicine cabinet.
Aspirin, maybe.
Maybe. But
it could just be an old pill bottle too.
Yeah, it could just be a pill bottle. This one,
I like the elixirs, finding the elixir bottles and stuff.
This one right there.
Yeah,
that's what this one is. And surprisingly, I found the dump pit where they were dumping everything. So I'm sitting there. I'm digging a hole. I pull something up and I go, this is interesting. I think this is a bicycle part. So I film on my camera, or my phone. So I got my phone up like this and I'm filming and I'm talking about it. And all of a sudden in the corner of the screen, something catches my eye and I went, no. So I got it like right on the live. I'm like, that can't be sitting there. This thing was sitting on the surface underneath a palm branch like this.
Just being shaded and protected.
Yep. Just sitting on the surface. And excuse me, what ends up happening is where the dump site has overgrown now. And unlike where most trees and stuff, when you get trees and bushes, they'll grow in and they'll push things down further. The palms grow towards the surface and they push everything up. So as time goes by and since that dump pit was right there, and as new palm branches are coming up under it, they're diving into the ground and they're actually pulling things to the surface gently.
Right.
Which is why I found the bottle dump kind of by accident. It wasn't even me that found it. It was another guy that was out metal detecting that day. He was metal detecting the field where he's never going to find anything. And he saw me walking out, pulling my wagon and having a metal detector in hand. So he kind of followed me and started chatting with me. And he was running through the woods, and he's actually got 10 of these Clorox bottles sitting in his house.
He was doing trash cleanup.
Yeah. He found the whole pile. So it's like, me having one of them, I'm happy to have one. So last week or 2 weeks ago, this is my best bottle find out there. Love the blue.
The Inkwell.
I don't know if it's an Inkwell or not. I'm still thinking this might have been a pill bottle, but what's interesting about it is I know that the house caught on fire at some point, and this is part of the reason.
Fired off.
You see the side of it?
Bubbled it.
Oh, it melted it right in.
Melted it, yep.
Yeah.
And it melted it nice and even, so it's only got the one side. Cobalt blue bottles apparently are very collectible. So
They are.
Even though this one's damaged, opium jar.
That's so
Isn't that all there is?
No, but it could be very possible though.
It could be.
Yeah.
Because the color of their jar, certain heavy grade narcotics, even now you get a blue pill bottle.
Right.
Well, certain other medications like antibiotics or other like low grade painkillers all come in a green bottle.
And this glass would be leaded glass. Being a blue glass, a blue colored glass, this glass has got lead in it. So, oh joy.
Definitely.
So, oh joy. You gotta love it when you find things with lead in them. But this is my treasure room. That's kind of what I do. My latest has been taking all the bunch of the head stamps I've got and turning them into fridge magnets.
That's a cool idea.
50 of those fridge magnets will be going to Park Rat Metal Detecting. Park Rat Pat's getting 50 of them. And those are going to go into next Christmas's Advent giveaways.
Yeah.
So they're already, the first 50 of them I make have already they've already got promised out. And that's kind of one of the other things I do that's a little more unusual than some of the other channels out there. I make my own decals. I make wooden nickels that I carry around with me.
Scotty.
And I do a lot of that stuff myself. My stickers are all decals because my vinyl cutter doesn't like printing things.
Rich.
Well, Rich.
I'll have to send you guys a couple of these.
Awesome. Swamp Rat
nickels. They've got QR code to my channel on the back. And that way when I'm out, I always have a couple of these in my finds bag. So when I'm out there, if somebody stumbles across me, I'm walking on the cattle roads. Hey, you ever find anything? Yep, I sure do. Check out my channel.
There you go.
All you got to do is scan it. I mean, if I hand them a business card, the likelihood of that business card getting home with them, exactly.
Yeah.
The likelihood of that getting home with them,
is
a lot better.
And even though it's a wooden just a wooden coin, it does great though. It's
right. Well,
it's catchy.
They're kind of fun for people, that want them.
Hey, Rocky Mountain, how you doing?
I make my own. These are my Swamp Rat decals. I actually started making these before I added the nation to the bottom of my channel name. So I gotta remake some that say Swamp Rat Nation on them, like I did with my.
I would like an original.
Lugs.
I would like an original. That'll go in one of the shadow boxes up here once I fix the wall.
Okay. Actually, I've got somewhere around here. Oh, the original big one. I don't think you can see it actually in this light. You see that big thing on the wall back there on my pinup board?
Yeah.
Yep.
That one's a 2-foot tall swamp rat, and it's glow in the dark. It's going on my car.
Awesome.
So that one's going on my car. That's one of the big. That's the biggest one I could make because I can only work in 1-foot sections of vinyl at a time. I've just got a little Cricut machine that I found on clearance at Walmart. So
Charlie, you would definitely want the glow in the dark one. That way you could put a black light in there and light that baby up behind you in the shadow box, and it would glow like nobody's business.
But I've got that, and the nice thing about that vinyl cutter is it will cut vinyl for all kinds of things. These are. Do I even have one in there? Nope. It's over here. Oh, there we go. Yay, I haven't sent this package out to somebody yet, so I've got some of the other things I made.
Getting better.
Oh, we got a beer glass. Now we're talking. Etched.
Yep. Did those myself.
That's pretty sweet right there.
Told you I'm that guy that can figure out how to make just about anything. Glow in the dark bandana.
That's cool.
Dude, where can we go to get this merc?
I'll send it to you.
No, I mean everybody else in the.
Oh,
If they wanted your merc, do you have a something set up for that?
I don't have a store or anything set up yet.
Okay.
I've only been doing the whole YouTube thing seriously for about 4 months. 4 months ago, I had 26 subscribers. I'm at 260 last time I checked today. And my goal is to hit 1K by July.
You'll probably make it because you are doing good.
It's not really, and it's not about the hitting 1K or the being monetized. To me, it would be nice, but
it's just fun. You like doing what you do.
Yeah, and YouTube's a fun game.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah, but YouTube could almost be like a second job. It just
There's
doesn't
my
pay.
big coaster that I made for somebody.
Sweet.
And I do those. I've got a laser burner as well as my vinyl cutter. I've got a small laser burner, so I'll burn things into just about anything. This is one of my next big projects that I need to do a burn into.
Oh yeah, I'm all about knives. Yeah.
The handle on this one I made. I've got a supplier that actually sends me
the stocks.
This one's also going to get one of my head stamps. I'm going to drill into the handle material and mount it to this one. That one's walnut. Somewhere around here, I got another one around here somewhere that's made out of Purple Heart, which is one of my favorite woods.
It's very colorful wood.
Yes. Oh, there's one that I haven't finished yet.
I'm more stag handle, bone.
That one right there, that's ebony.
Ooh.
That's heavy. And it's the same style Tonto blade, so that's gonna be a pretty solid one when I get it done. But I'm probably going to go through 3 or 4 sanding belts, sanding that down because mahogany is
hard.
It's bad as steel. You might as well be sanded on steel.
It's almost like an ironwood. I mean, it is hard.
Yeah. So those are my fun side projects. In addition to YouTube, I do a little bit of that. I just kind of incorporated some of my other hobbies into it. I started trying to figure out ways to use my fines. and I had them sitting here a minute ago, and I don't know what I did with them. I got 245 autos bullets that I actually turned into necklaces recently. And I know they were sitting right on my desk, but this room's a mess and I can't find anything right now. They're probably behind my computer. No. I don't know. But
Well,
yeah,
Nightmare,
I found the brass, and then a couple minutes later I found bullets that were 45 caliber bullets. So I just took the brass and the bullet and just glued them back together and made a necklace out of them.
There you go.
Hey, it works, you know.
Utilize what you
Yeah.
got around.
Yeah. Well, and things like, my fridge magnets, after I get these ones to Pat, I may start selling those, asking for, hey, make a donation to the channel of this much, get a fridge magnet.
There you
Something
go.
like that, when without being monetized. Okay, I can maybe help support my addiction here.
That's what we all want to do, if we
Because
can.
unfortunately, I'm really addicted, but my next big purchase, I really want an Equinox 800. Because I want that little 6-inch coil that thing. I want the 6-inch and I want the 15-inch coils that the Minelab Equinox has on it. And the Garrett AT Pro just doesn't have that versatility of size.
I seen Kelly Co running a discount on the 800 with an extra head until the end of January.
Yeah, there's is it Digger
Not
Dad
affiliated.
Not affiliated. It's just what I'm a detectorist. I look.
Yeah, Minelab actually has a 15% discount for all military veterans.
Right.
That most of the stores that are carrying their stuff are honoring that. So
that's good.
They should because it's a Minelab thing. So. But yeah, that's what my older brother swings. My older brother has 5 acre
This
piece
is
of
what
property.
Plugs for Days had to say about that at the bottom of the screen.
What do you say? The 6-inch coil sucks. Don't get it. I don't think that Metal Detecting with Randy or B Higgles run that 6-inch coil, and I think they said that they like it, but. Then again,
every area is different. All the
right,
grounds that
right.
Just I guess it depends on what soil you're in or what
you're working with. Yeah,
I want that 15 because when I'm out in the open areas around the homestead, I could swing a 15-inch coil. Where the house is right now, where the house was, I should say, is full of low-lying brush, and I'm crawling through the brush. So if I was trying to swing a
15-inch coil, you're going to have a harder time getting.
It won't happen. I've got the standard stock Garrett AT Pro coil on there right now, and I can't swing in that area. There's just no room to swing. Yeah, I've heard a lot about that 11-inch coil. My older brother has the 11-inch coil Plugs for Days. You want to talk about the luckiest metal detectorist on the planet? That would be my older brother, who doesn't have a channel. He's got an Equinox 800, and he's got property with an 1800 sawmill that used to be on it that he owns, so he can detect there anytime he wants to. So he goes down the street to the park and decides to do some metal detecting in the park. City Park. Pulls up a Spanish Real.
Really?
Wow.
Out of the city park.
What luck is that?
You suck, man.
I mean, I don't have that kind of luck. I just don't know what that's like.
And can you imagine, in a city park in Connecticut, okay, how many other people have ran over that park
Well, you would imagine a lot, but
Yeah.
you never know.
Doesn't mean that doesn't just because an area has been searched before
Doesn't mean it's all gone.
doesn't mean it's empty.
No.
You know, I go out to the same spot
No problem, Lasky on the fly.
every day. I'll go out there and depending on what the weather's like, I'll find different things. Mind you, I move a little bit.
One sec, I got to do this.
Okay. Heavy's in the house.
There he is.
Charlie's like, I gotta do it. I gotta do it.
I had to.
Yeah. Yeah, it's B. Higgles that uses that 6-inch coil. I just saw that. Yeah, that's crazy what he brings up with that. But he's searching curb strips, I think, for the most part.
He's
curb
bringing
strips.
in some good objects. That's for
That's the
sure.
other thing here is like I'm just waiting to get that one from Jeff because the one that I have, I'm not finding anything with it. But that just could be because the machine I'm using.
Which machine is it?
The one I got right now is a Rico Max. It was a win that I got from Flower Gold Wizard. I haven't had any luck with it. I've tried it in a bunch of different places, but I'm hoping maybe trying the one that Jeff's got would work better for me.
And I've heard some good things about that Fisher. So,
and I mean, I've got miles and miles and miles and miles of curb strip here that I can detect. There's some trees in some of those curb strips that are 4.5 feet around.
Yeah.
So it's looking promising. And like I said, I can go up to the top of the hill in front of the church that's been here since the town's been founded and show you a plaque where it's got a picture of town from the 1800s. Nice. And that park the city park has been that park since the 1800s.
Yeah. And we got a city park down the street from me that used to have a hotel on it. And
that's what my house used to be, was the hotel in town.
I've had this much luck at that park. But then again, I didn't have the experience with the detector that I have now. I've got 4 more months experience using that detector and getting used to it. Initially, I was like, I don't like this detector. It doesn't work well on the beach. And it doesn't. The AT Pro is a horrible beach machine.
I didn't get the AT Pro for the beach. I got it more for in the water.
Yeah, well, and I thought I was going to be using it at the beach more than anything else because I live in Florida. I'm 50 miles from the beach. We go to the beach when we're having a bad day, but it's not the main thing that I do. So the AT Pro works pretty well, and if anybody's seen Shane Kubat from See It My Way 1,
yeah, Shane.
using that Garrett AT Pro on custom pro mode, I'm sorry, but if you can swing that detector and not be able to see what you're finding and pull things up like he does, that's a good detector.
See,
the thing that gets me is he can pull that out, find it, and tell you exactly what it is.
Yeah.
And he can't see a thing.
Right. Well, with the coins, he's feeling them, and he can feel those ridges on them. But occasionally he can't. He'll, it's like do you want to call a friend? Do you want to call a lifeline? Because
yeah,
he'll call Park Rat Pat, I know, and say, "Hey, Pat,
yeah,
what did I just find?" I mean, he's awesome. Shane is awesome.
See, I run my AT Pro in the Pro Zero mode.
Okay, yeah, I run it in that Pro Custom, and I turn depending on what I'm looking for the day. If I'm out out running around on the trails, I set the thing to find everything.
Yeah, that's what I do in the zero mode. Is I want to hear the iron and everything.
Yep.
I want to hear it all. That way,
Yep.
if I hit a hot iron spot, I know there's a good chance I'm gonna find something
See,
good. There's
See, with
activity.
me, if it beeps, I dig.
Yeah, pretty much. As
Well, yeah,
Swifty says, dig it all, y'all.
that's it. Dig it all, y'all.
And
We
that's
love
I
Swifty.
dig.
that's what happens. You end up digging everything, and you end up with a big bottle collection as well. You know, because I'll get one of the things I've found when I found this bottle, I actually found 5 more of them at the same time. And what I was hitting on was one of them still had the brass band right here on the bottle. So when I was swinging, I was finding the brass band on a bottle that was sitting like this in the ground. Well, when I got to the brass band, I realized, oh, there's a bottle right there. So I went to dig around it and I ran into another one. I went to dig around that one and I ran into another one.
The only problem there, Scott Waddles, is they don't like you digging up the football fields and baseball fields.
But see,
That's
see,
highly manicured grass. You don't do that.
the one thing you can do is
Is a
along
stake.
the outside edge of the baseball fields where they have the fence where people like to sit in lawn chairs and stuff like that because they don't want to pay for the bleacher seats.
That's where
Metal
people
detect
leave
around
stuff.
that area because you'll have corn spills, jewelry that falls off,
Yep.
dropped items. Those are the spots you want to hit. Is the outer fields where you know people are going to be sitting because they're not sitting in the bleachers.
You don't go to Odyssey Middle School in Orlando metal detecting. That's a kind of a local joke that I keep bringing up with some of the other detectorists. They built the middle school out in the middle of what they were going to build as East Vista, the East Vista community. Well, they were going to build the East Vista community back in 1995. It's never been built. They built the middle school without doing all the checks that they had to do on it. And some kids were out playing on the football field, and one of them tripped over live ordnance. And the entire area was a World War II bombing range.
Oh,
So they built the bombing range without digging the bombs up first, without realizing it. So since 1995, when they discovered that, or it's something like 1995, it was well before I came to Florida, or at least came to the Orlando area. Every other week, the Army Corps of Engineers actually does a detonation about 15, 20 miles north of me. They're still pulling ordnance out, and it's been 25 years.
Dang.
So there's a lot of ordnance. And I mean, somebody said, well, maybe you'll find ordnance out there where you're digging. And I'm like, no. The difference is I have a navigation tower out on the property. They weren't dropping bombs on a navigation tower. That's why I find unfired military brass out there.
Patrolling.
Now, why I'm hearing voices, I don't know.
Because like I said, they're leading you to the treasure.
Yep.
You're gonna find a stash in a jar filled with silver coins. Watch.
There's something down at the end of that where that field was in 1969, because the road was already starting to fill in. I can see where the field was. I'm kind of getting the idea there was a house down there. I think something's telling me to walk down there. I just wasn't going to do it at sunset tonight. It's like, nope.
One check said, hold on.
Ain't following a voice.
No.
Scotty, this is what I like to dig right here.
Dirt.
I dig dirt. I dig dirt.
Charlie's trying to say gold.
Gold.
Gold nuggets.
No, if you're just finding unfired ammunition, Backroads Hillbillies. If you're just finding the ammunition, the police aren't that interested in the unfired ammunition, even with magnet fishing. It's when you're finding functional guns, and it's going to depend on where you live. I know you live up by Linwood. You're up in north of Seattle. You know, talk to the county sheriff, talk to the local police, see what they want you to turn in. With magnet fishing and the turning in guns, it's really hit or miss. You know, I've got one sitting back here behind me that I didn't even bother calling.
Can I say something about magnet fishing and finding guns? If you cannot read the serial number on the gun whatsoever because it's completely corroded and rusted, don't waste the time calling the cops.
If there's no serial number and it's corroded to that point. Now, if you know that there was a crime in the area, yeah, I might call them.
Yeah, because but you're not going to be able to do anything with that firearm anyway because it's so corroded. They can't read the rifling in the barrel or anything like that. They can't get a serial number for one. So all it's going to do is waste their time coming out there to get the gun from you to take it back, just hold on to it for no reason.
What I usually do if I find one, I put it in a bag and I drive it to the sheriff's office if I'm concerned. I don't call somebody to come out.
If you can see the serial number on the firearm. Yeah. Or if it's been filed off the firearm, that's a big clue too.
Right.
Two, if you can see the rifling in the barrel yet, I would definitely call.
The first one I found, I couldn't see the serial number, but it was a stainless steel 38 special. So I figured, okay, I'm going to call that one in. The second one that I found at the same location. We never did find a serial number on that Smith & Wesson 38 special. But the second one that I found was a Kel-Tec 32 auto, and I could see the serial number. So I ran it. It came back as stolen, and I'm like, okay, this one they're going to come out and get.
Yeah.
So called them. They came out and got it, and the guy says, hey, I just pulled up the police report on that. You know, the sheriff called me back an hour later. Hey, that gun was stolen. It was stolen in 2008. I found it in 2021. So it'd been in the water for
I mean, it does take some time for those guns to deteriorate.
Right.
So, like I said, if you're pulling one out that's completely deteriorated and you can't see anything on it, it would just be a waste of time calling the cops. It's something that you take home and put in your collection because that's the only place it's going to go.
The 25 auto that's sitting right there. We didn't even call. I was up in Georgia. The guy I'm with, you know, I was out with magnet fishing with that magnet guy, my buddy Brad. If you watch his videos, he does belly bongos every time he's on. We look down at it and he's like, don't even call. I'm like, I'm in your neighborhood. If you say don't call, I ain't calling. So that one's sitting there, but I mean, you can barely identify it as a gun. So there's some common sense with that, you know. Yeah. Think about what you found. If it's been down in the water for so long, and there's some people that I give them the benefit of the doubt. If there's somebody that's magnet fishing that's worked in law enforcement or works with law enforcement, yeah, they might want to call. Because that could affect their job. I can see that. But the problem is, I think a lot of the people that magnet fish, they're more interested in the police coming out than they are
just for the content. For the content,
exactly. Because if you weren't okay, here's my thing. I've had the police come out for 2 of the guns that I've found. None of my videos have the police filmed in them. It's not my thing. You know, it may help boost up ratings, but I figure they've got enough to deal with. You know, if they're doing their job and they're doing it right, I'm not going to give them a hard time. I've got
And
to.
see, I agree with that right there too. It's one of those things that, like, yeah, I can understand if you have to call the cops. It's like a brand new looking gun that you found in the river. Yeah, I can understand that.
But I've got no reason to make
There's a
content.
lot more important things that they could be doing than coming out to answer a call for a pickup that you could have
Right.
just taken there in a bag with the footage and be like, "This is where I found it.
Right.
This is us bringing it to you. This is how we handled it."
And I've heard people say, well, yeah, but then you're driving with a gun that may have been involved in a crime in your car. It's like, okay, wait a minute. First off, you've got video footage of you pulling it out of the water. So,
Yeah.
where's the problem? And actually, in Florida, if it doesn't come back up as stolen, I got no reason to turn it in, to be honest. I could always say I bought it from somebody.
See, here in Wisconsin, you can just say it was gifted.
You don't have to say who you bought it from, who gifted it to you.
No, you just got to say it was gifted, and you pay $100 for the tags.
Yep. I don't know. Oh, tags? What's that?
Yep.
Tax.
Well, here we have taxes on firearms.
Tax? What's that? I mean, I don't think that the state of Florida even knows that I have all the firearms I have, because it's none of their business. Well, there's no such thing as a gun registry in Florida. It's actually a violation of our state constitution.
I used to have a lot of guns until that boating accident.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, see, and that's the other thing. Know your local laws, because, you know, here in Florida, people always say, well, that gun's not registered to you. Well, neither is my daily carry, because there's no such thing as a gun registry in Florida. So I carry a gun that's an unregistered gun every day of the week. I have
here we just have open carry.
That's nice. We're working on that. But concealed carry in Florida is fairly easy for military veterans. It's accelerated. It took me 2 weeks to get my concealed carry permit and no classes. Submitted my DD 214, my discharge papers, and 2 weeks later,
Yeah.
gun. Because I mean, they figure I've already trained.
That's another thing that I thought like we should be doing is like all the retired military vets, all of them, you know, like with all those shootings that happen at schools, you know, that probably wouldn't happen if you had some vets that are sitting out in front of the schools protecting them.
Here's one for you on that, Charlie. How many of those school shootings have happened in the state of Utah?
None.
Do you know why?
That I know of.
Because
everybody's
because the state of Utah, they actually had court cases that went through, and they determined that based off of their state constitution, it's unconstitutional for the school to ask whether the teacher's carrying in class or not.
But
so
see, that brings me.
The teacher can legally carry in school in Utah.
That brings me to another point. If people are trained properly, like there's a course that at this age you are taught how to do this and do it correctly.
Yep.
And most people are armed, crime rate would drop. You know why?
Oh, yeah.
Because that person going into the store to rob it,
it's not worth the risk.
Going in there knowing that everyone else around them also has a firearm.
Right. It's not worth the risk. That's why Alaska has got so little crime. Of course, it's also got so little people. That's because Alaska's freaking cold.
It's cold.
Been there, got the t-shirt. I was stationed up there when I was Coast Guard. You can see my Coast Guard flag there above my shadow box. So that was my thing. I was Coast Guard, and I need to get a new one for my son. Put it up over on that side. Get a Marine Corps flag for him.
Oh.
Good times.
Right? Jeff, you got any more questions?
Yes, I do. I gotta get it back open. It fell asleep.
Uh-oh.
What's the farthest that you have traveled to go or to metal detect? Have you made any big trips?
For metal detecting, not really. I mean, the area that I'm detecting in is so phenomenal. I mean, the stuff that I'm finding, and it's 3 to 5 miles from my house, so I haven't had a lot of reason to. I'm gonna get out and do some other things, some traveling. I do like to travel. With the magnet fishing, I've been up to Georgia, which is a good day's trip. I'll get out this spring. Like I said, I'm looking at getting up to Colorado.
So,
Maybe do some
other than
prospecting.
Colorado, is there anywhere that you would like to go and go, or another YouTuber you'd like to go meet up with and go out?
Well, I'm just about happy anywhere I swing. I do know I'm going out. I'm going out to San Diego this next year at some point, and I'm sure the detector's coming with me. Probably more than any place, and this one's going to happen. I'm planning a trip up to Connecticut. My brother's property up there is it's way too tempting. He's one guy with 5 acres and an 1800 sawmill in Connecticut.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's on the list to go to for sure.
That's on the big list, and that way, my brother doesn't have I don't know why my brother doesn't have a YouTube channel. He's actually studied filmmaking, so you'd think that the guy would be like, I'm making videos, but he's a poet. He's a poet, so he writes poetry. He was an English major. He's a smart guy. That's the other odd thing about me. I'm one of 8 kids, so I've got 4 older than me and 3 younger than me.
About the middle.
Yep.
Yeah, I was in the middle of 4. So.
Middle as you can get with 8.
Right in the middle, smack dab in the middle.
Yep. I'm the oldest of the second group. What almost looks like happened is my parents had 4 kids and thought that they were going to stop, and then they had me and decided to have 3 more. So that's kind of how that worked out. And there's an 18-year spread between my oldest sister and my youngest sister. So
yeah, I had 4 older sisters. I was the baby.
Yeah,
I guess I broke the mold.
4 sisters and 3 brothers. So we're 4 and 4.
I had 2 older brothers and 1 younger brother.
All brothers.
Oh.
And then with me, I've got 3 boys, 2 girls.
Well,
my oldest just moved out, and then I've got an 11-year-old, a 6-year-old, 5-year-old, and a 3-year-old.
Well, if we were talking just biological kids, I got 1. I got my boy, and that's it. But I've got a stepdaughter too. So from a previous marriage, and she still calls me dad. So I still treat her like my kid.
Absolutely.
It's like I got divorced from her mom, not from her, and she's 25. So
Yeah, I'm Uncle Jeff to a lot of kids. You know, to a lot of kids. I'm Uncle Jeff.
Nice.
I like seeing them kids get out there and get into this detecting, like Squeak. Oh, she's just a
Oh,
delight, man. I mean, you know,
watching
and
Squeak and Miss Emily, little dirt digger.
yeah, Emily, you know, and getting to meet Bill and talk to him and stuff has been awesome. You know, I mean, it's
That's coming up for me in February. February is Florida Hunt 8, and I'm planning on going. It's just up in Melrose, Florida, which is about an hour and a half, 2 hours north of me. So, for being able to metal detect for 2 days, it's $100 donation to Soldiers Camp Freedom, which is a disabled veterans organization. Yeah, it's worth it just to meet
yeah,
everybody.
it is. I mean, it's like for us, you know, we get together on occasions, you know, prospecting, and I've even started doing metal detecting hunts, getting people to come here and go out. You know, it all started with Park Rat Pat, you know, for
Yeah,
me,
he's
and
he's a trendsetter. He's a troublemaker. Where is that guy?
he's a whole lot of fun, is what Park
I
Rat
Yeah.
haven't
Pat
seen him
is.
in the house yet tonight.
No, I saw him hanging out over in Ohio River History for a little bit, but it's it's way past Park Rat Pat's bedtime.
Yeah, and I don't know. He stays up pretty late for JP's bar, but he made Charlie's sticker for us,
Oh, okay.
and he made mine, and we do a lot with Park Rat Pat.
Yeah,
You know,
we were talking. I'm actually working on a new design for a sticker. I want to do something since I went with the Swamp Rat Nation instead of just Swamp Rat. I want to take like the Great Seal of the United States, the seal of the President of the United States, or something like that, and have it redone so it says Swamp Rat Nation on it with my swamp in the center, with my swamp rat in the center of it. And if I do something like that, that's a little more complicated than I want to make decals out of. So I'll probably have Pat do it up for me. He already said he would. So it's just a matter of I'm gonna design it myself because
He, he does
that's
pretty
what
good
I do.
work.
Yeah.
yeah,
I, designing things is what I do. 2 weeks before I stopped working due to disability, I finished my bachelor's degree in marketing. Yeah, I graduated from college. Guess what? I'm not working
hey,
anymore.
you know, yeah, you might as well use it. You were
Yep.
offered it, so I mean, why not
Yep.
take advantage of it for yourself, not
Yeah, and
anybody else?
that's one of the things with with my YouTube channel that I've found a lot of what I know about marketing, I put it into the channel. My biggest hurdle has been learning how to edit. And you get
Yeah,
the right software and it's not so bad.
no, it it's just so many different options out there. Picking that right one to get, and you
Right.
know, that's the hard part of it all is getting something that you can work that's user friendly for yourself. You know,
I do all my editing right there.
yeah, same here.
I use a program called UCut.
That's what I use. You Cut
You
Pro.
Yep. You
See,
pay
I
the
use
you
I
pay the
use Power Director.
you pay the $13 and don't have to buy anything again.
Yeah,
Did you notice they've started uploading and shifting music on there?
yeah, and the beginning, you know, like beginning of your show, enders.
Right.
They've added a lot more useful stuff here lately.
I haven't figured out how to use the endings and the openings, but I make those myself anyways. I kind of like my old retro film,
Yeah.
black and white film intro. I'm
Now
thinking about
Charlie's has he creates like the one for tonight, you know, and he usually creates mine too, because that whatever he uses is so easy and has got a little bit better music and a little bit more options on what you can do on the intros and the
Nice.
outros. Which
Yeah,
for
I
the
used to
first
find
time tonight, we have an outro that
Yeah.
Charlie made. So
nice.
you stick around for the outro. It's interesting.
Nice. Well, and then I just figured out that you can put that you can put the thing where it says subscribe to the channel automatically down there. It'll put up your logo with a if you hit they hit it, they'll subscribe. And then you
Yeah.
get to choose a video and they can go back and watch what video is attached to it. And I'm like, why did I not know this?
Yeah, I know
Yeah,
it's a
we
game
can-
changer.
Yeah. Well, and then I
These-
found, oh look, I can direct people to other people's channels and I can put it right on my screen.
See, just like that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We put our logos up there.
just like that.
I had a rat on there, I thought.
Mm.
I might have took it back down. I don't know.
No, I took it down.
Oh, okay.
I was just putting it up to show. Otherwise, like if I'm like looking at the screen, then like my face is. Like,
It makes you crazy.
Like I brought this over for you.
Yep. Yeah, that's my intro. If it was on the video itself and you hit play, it
Yeah,
does.
that's where
That's where we borrowed it from.
yeah, I borrowed it from you just for your honor. So no
Well-
copyrights here.
It's fine. I just send it over to you anyways.
I just screenshotted that and brought it over. I was like, well, I know he won't mind. It's his.
What
Yeah.
we were trying to do earlier today was actually to bring your short from today over and
Mm.
give you a shout out on the channel with it, but we just couldn't figure out how to get it to work.
Yeah, I couldn't get that quite over here.
You can download shorts if you have YouTube Premium. I don't pay for YouTube.
I don't either.
I do. It's just because I fucking hate the commercials.
Yeah.
But I downloaded
I pay
it
for the
on the
premium.
computer, but it wouldn't. For some reason, it wouldn't bring it up in the StreamYard. It wouldn't load it there.
Beats me.
I'll figure that one out. I'll catch that, but
I'll catch it all eventually.
yeah, I'll get it eventually.
Like, I went on my YouTube Premium and it tells you how many ads that you've skipped over by paying premium. And I have probably as many ads up as I have watch hours on my YouTube channel.
Really?
Wow. Alaskans on the fly, like when you're prying open that safe open. Oh, I don't know if you were asking about when I was prying open the safe. That's one of my short videos. Me trying to open up the safe it's actually about 5 minutes. Me trying to open a safe for 5 minutes until I realized I had a big sledgehammer in my hand. And I just started wailing on it. It was a gun safe. It was empty. And the program I use is called UCut.
Yeah.
He said uncut.
You cut.
Hello.
Just saying hello. Seen a new name in chat. Figured I'll pop it up.
Yeah, and the safe that I pulled up, I pulled two safes up, Johnny. One of them was a gun safe. The other one was a convenience store safe. You know those
Ooh.
time release safes that are underneath the counter?
The drop box type.
Yep.
Do you know how much those things weigh?
A lot.
500 pounds. We brought that up with two magnets, rolling the safe to the edge, and then my son and his buddy jumped down into the water. We wrapped a steel cable around it and drug it up with my Chevy HHR.
Yeah, absolutely.
With my little 4-banger car, we pulled a 500-pound safe up. Then 2 weeks later, I find my second safe, and my son and his buddy that were out with me the day we got the big safe, they were already gone to Marine Corps basic training. So I didn't know what to do, and I ended up posting on. I had a magnet stuck on something, and I couldn't tell what it was. I knew that it was at the surface, but I couldn't get it up high enough to get it out of the water. So I'm sitting there. I tie the rope off, and I go, "I'm not leaving my magnet sitting here." So I go on Facebook to the local magnet fishing group here, and two guys responded. I'm in St. Cloud, and our sister city, Kissimmee, is just up the street about 30, 40 minutes. They're like, "We're up in Kissimmee, me and my buddy. We're coming to help you."
That's
Awesome.
Never met these guys ever before. They showed up and helped me pull this safe out of the water. I'm like, "So do you guys magnet fish?" "No, we haven't gotten a magnet yet." "Well, I've got 4 of them in my car right now. You guys get one." I just figure, if somebody's going to drive 40 minutes out of their way to help me with something,
Yeah.
I'm giving them a magnet. And I've been in touch with those guys 2 years
that's
now.
awesome.
I made
That's
2 friends great friends, just because they were being nice.
that's awesome. That's
But
good
see,
stories.
people like that is a rarity.
Yeah. I think there's, honestly, and this is a little bit different than the way most people see things. I think most people in the world are good.
See, like you can ask Heavy in chat here. I drove all the way from central Wisconsin, all the way down to southern Indiana to pick him up, and then drove all the way to North Carolina.
See?
Yeah.
Most
Just to hang
people-
out.
just
Most
to hang
people
out
are
for the
good.
weekend.
Yeah, most people are good and will do things like that. The problem is that the bad people are louder than the good people. It's not that there's more bad people than there are good people. It's just that the bad people are louder. And people that do the right thing, it's not newsworthy. It's, you used to say goodness is buried in the obituaries. And
Here's
that's
that.
sad, but that's where it's at.
And like my wife the other day was asking me, "Do you think it's weird that all your friends are online?" I'm like, "No, because that's where you actually meet real people."
Yeah.
Like I met Jeff. I met Jeff over at JP's bar, and then JP decided to have his birthday bash, and I went out there for that. And of course, JP and the whole bar fam helped me get out there. I've met Heavy at Flash Bash from Ed's gatherings, and we hit it off ever since then. We traveled out to go see JP, and it was a blast.
Yeah, you got to meet me. We've been
I got to meet Jeff. I got to meet my brother from another mother.
Nice.
So yeah, we love going out to the digs and the meets and stuff. That's where you meet true friends for life.
And that's kind of, that's going to be my birthday present for next month, is getting to go up to Florida Hunt 8. I'm going to, I've been looking forward to meeting Bill and Squeak. Cynthia Swearingen's going to be up there, I understand. Sounds like Park Rat Pat's coming.
Oh yeah, the rat's going to be around.
Yeah, either he'll come up or he'll just come up for the meet and greet, something like that. Who knows? I don't know how big I'm going to be on hitting a seated. I know that they're having a seated hunt. I've never done that. I haven't been metal detecting long enough to know if I like that or not.
Hello, Practical Ken. How you doing?
Practical Ken.
Well, I'll try it. Practical Ken.
Yeah. He was over on Shane's tonight, wasn't he?
He's still awake. What?
I was checking out his interview over at Shane's before we got on here.
Yeah. I watched most of that. That's like my typical Thursday, is I'll jump on and watch that. I try to stay up as late as I can, but sometimes I have to go to sleep. And
We got
Hi,
Terry in the
Terry.
house. He's been here watching with us. He's just freshly out of the hospital. He actually got to make it home today, so he's on the road to recovery.
Hope you're
Broken up a
feeling better,
lot.
man. Hey, Terry, this one's just for you. I better not do too much because he's probably hurting and he's laughing his ass off right now.
Yeah, he's got broke bones and pulled muscles and tore muscles, and so I don't know why he's
Careful.
on here.
You gotta
There
be
he is
careful
crying.
doing stuff like that, anyways. Particularly if you get to my age, and it's like I gotta be careful when I fart because never trust a fart.
Never.
Never.
That's just a good all around rule. Oh,
Yeah, that's like when you're working construction, that's like the number one rule is never trust a fart.
no, no. And my other rule when I'm out detecting,
Oh my word.
carry toilet paper.
JIC paper.
Because I am out in the middle of the woods, like far in. And yeah, necessity.
Definitely.
Wait a minute. Did Jeff have that hat and the glasses on the whole time?
Yeah.
Yep. I'm feeling retro 90s Matrix vibe from Jeff tonight.
Here we go. I got my. This is one of my favorite things to have when I'm out. You can wear these things so many ways.
See, usually if I do something like that, I get put on the terrorist watch list.
Yeah. Well, there is a way to wear it. It's funny because my son and his best friend actually bought a bunch of these before they joined the Marine Corps because the Marines that were already at the recruit station had a bunch of them. And they do things like coming in like this. They're great. These things are great, though. They're basically big bandanas. I think they're like 3 foot by.
Yeah, the good ones, the ones that
3
like everybody actually wants.
Yeah.
And mine are great because they're skull and cross swords. But
Well, I guess I've run out of questions.
I just started yawning.
So
That
Does
happens.
anybody else? Does anybody down in the chat have questions?
yes.
Yeah, anybody in chat have a question?
Give them a minute to come up.
If you want to, anybody that wants to see my new videos that premiere.
Hashtag Monday Digs.
Yep. Had to make my own shirt. Boom! Nothing on that side. Just the Monday Digs on that side. This is the part. So I got the first official hashtag Monday Digs T-shirt.
I still have a sweatshirt I got to make up for Terry.
What's it got to say?
It's gonna have "AU guys," but it's gonna be spray painted on with actual spray paint.
Oh, nice.
He wanted the rattle can.
It was a custom T-shirt or sweatshirt that he wanted made up, and I'm doing it for him. I'm still in the process of doing like a bunch of things at the same time.
Next time you guys talk to Park Rat Pat, try to get him to talk about a tattoo. he and I were talking about tattoos, and I said, I know what you need a tattoo of. You don't know. You know his saying, "You're only one hole away from a really great day."
Yep.
I told him he needs to tattoo it like a tramp stamp across his back.
Pat's got the sense of humor to do that.
He'll know where it came. Oh, yeah, I know he will. He's handed me when we met. He handed me a whole bunch of stickers to put. I don't know if you've seen these ones. He's got little stickers that say
Toilet cam
toilet
research.
cameras are for research purposes only.
Oh,
Yeah. You got some.
Yeah, it's here. Just gotta find it. There it is.
The one that I thought was hilarious for like just above
Yep.
the ass crack that would be
Toilet
is,
cam for research only.
Yep, I got a bunch of those.
the one that I thought would be hilarious just above the ass crack is insert card here.
Yeah. Well, I still think it would be funny. His logo. You're only one hole away from a really great day.
Yeah, you know,
That's a
I
good one.
believe
too.
I believe these two kind of got in trouble putting them up in the bathroom.
Oh, I'm sure they did. Yeah, but all Robert's got to do is put that Confederate hat on and say that he's not Robert Clark.
He's Joe Bob.
He's
Joe
Joe
Bob
Bob
Rake.
Rake.
Bob Rake.
Yep. And then you got Shane Arnie.
Arnie.
Yeah, they won't let me sell my butt scratchers anymore. You've seen that one, haven't you? That thing is classic.
It's hilarious.
I was falling over when I first saw that. Yeah, I got one dead eye. Oh, it's funny because he was talking about when I commented on that video the first time. I go, I think I know that Arnie guy's cousin. I think he did some electrical work on my house down here in Florida. And ever since then, you know, Robert, you know, I've commented on their videos. He comments on mine. He'll make some funny comments every once in a while. I like the Clarks.
I love them. I mean, they're awesome people. Awesome people. They're welcome back to the Brewer compound anytime.
The brewery.
Yeah, the brewery.
See, you got the perfect name.
No, what's even funnier is
Did
Brewers is
somebody
the
ask a
baseball
question?
team here in Wisconsin. I haven't
I
seen
haven't
one
seen
come up.
any.
Me either.
Oh, wait. Oh, no, that was a question to Heath.
No,
Yeah, I haven't seen any questions come up.
nobody's got any questions for me.
Reggie's got a question for Neo. Can you speed up the time like you slow it down, bullet time effects? I'm laughing my ass off.
Nope.
The only question I see is, did Swamp Rat beat us safe with a hammer barefoot?
No. No, when I was hitting that safe, I had shoes on. It's funny because it's probably my most watched video. I didn't know how to make videos then. I just turned the camera on. I just turned the camera on my phone on, went out and just started prying on it and beating on it. And it's like, it's me sitting there being an idiot for probably 10 minutes before I figured out, oh, wait a minute. It's a gun safe. It's probably empty. Just smack it with the hammer.
Maybe a couple more beers and I might. Backroad was asking if I was gonna finish the backdrop. Said a couple more beers and I might.
My best coin or my oldest coin? Plugs wanted to know what's my best coin find so far. My first one.
Yeah,
Walking Liberty hat.
it's hard to beat.
Yeah. 1943 Walking Liberty half, and condition on it is just, I mean, for being in the ground,
It's beautiful.
gorgeous. And like I said, no cleaning.
The only way you beat that is if you pull out one of these.
Yeah. Well, down here I could pull a Spanish Real,
Yeah, that is true. The reals, yeah.
which anybody that's interested and not subscribed, get over and subscribe. Once I do hit 1,000 subscribers, my girlfriend actually donated something for 1,000 subscriber giveaway.
Ooh.
Mind you, I'm only at about 260, but somebody's gonna get a Spanish Real out of the Mel Fisher collection, because we've got, in a little wooden box, we've got Spanish Real that was off of the Mel Fisher shipwrecks. So we've got one of those that's actually going to go on into my 1,000 subscriber giveaway.
How do they enter that when it comes about? Is it going to be just like a
don't know yet,
or video, or?
Yeah, probably. I haven't decided. I've got 700. I got 740 more subscribers to find before we get there.
We'll have that tomorrow, man. Let's just go. Come on, guys.
We'll be good.
In the house.
Come on, drop that link.
Yeah. Drop that link for us, Reg. Small Pat. Gonna get him to promote you, and then we're gonna go over to AAP and get you out there.
AAP's on fire. You know, the other one that I was actually through AAP that I found that I've been talking to is Think Dragon.
Yeah.
That guy's pretty cool, because he'll discuss your channel with you, help you if you need help with, okay, how do I do this? How do I do that? He'll actually help, and sounds like he knows the analytics side of it.
Good. Those are always well needed.
I see Rob
in the house.
I see that. Florida Thunder. He's not too far from me. He's over in Clearwater.
I got to take a spinning break. I'll be right back.
All right,
Dunedin kind of area. So he actually lives really close to where my sister lives, over on the opposite coast.
It sounds like I've got to make a visit down to my family to Florida so I can go hang out with you guys.
Yeah.
My Uncle Rick and my Aunt Tina live down in Florida. They've been there my whole life.
Nice.
I think they're the West Palm Beach area. Well,
okay.
Dade County.
Yeah. Down south.
Yeah, he was a police officer and a detective, and he's retired now.
Too busy for me. All of the counties are too busy for me. I live in the fastest growing county in Florida right now, but we're also probably one of the most rural counties in Florida. We're Osceola County, Florida. We've got the largest cattle ranch in our county in the United States.
Wow.
Not just in Florida. We've got the largest cattle ranch in the United States here.
Thousands and thousands of acres.
Yep. And the area that I'm searching used to be part of that cattle ranch.
Sweet.
So
it's good that it's opened up where you can get back into it. I mean, that means a lot.
Yeah. Well, that spot, because it's it got set aside. Unfortunately, that cattle ranch is shrinking. They're slowly developing it. The cattle ranch is owned by the Mormon Church.
Oh, okay.
Which Mormon Church, largest cattle ranch in the United States. What? What?
Money's in the beef. Money's in the beef.
In Florida? What? But that's the way it is. That, it is what it is. But we're, that area, since it's being protected, it's still, I'm finding stuff. That property itself was actually owned by the guy that sold the ranch to the Mormon Church.
Oh, okay.
So,
I'm back.
and that was 1942. So that tells you right there how old, the tower was not sold with the ranch. So it got separated out before it got sold off. Okay, who else has questions? Somebody just said, did somebody? No, somebody didn't say that. Man, I'm seeing things now. First, man, what a day! First, I'm hearing people walk up behind me while I'm metal detected. Now I'm seeing things in the chat. Yes.
But yeah, if we don't have any questions coming in, drop that link so people can call in and join us and hang out for the last hour.
Did I type that out loud?
Plugs heavy. Plugs for days is hilarious.
Oh, that was Backroad Hillbillies typed. Did I type that out loud?
Oh, okay.
No, that was Heavy Metal Detective.
Oh.
Yeah, up above that.
Oh, I see it. I see it now. What, is nobody coming up either?
Sometimes you got to give them a minute. They got to get the nerves up.
Yeah, there's like a big delay in between.
We need to get a cattle prod out here.
We still got 21 people in the house yet.
I know it. If anybody wants to come up and ask questions or just hang out,
that's really good for time.
Well, earlier the highest number I've watched it hit was 32.
Nice.
So that algorithm threw it out there somewhere at some point.
I did it again. I went to go drink before opening it.
What's that cool koozie you got there?
It's a Park Rat Pat koozie.
It's a Park Rat Pat. That's from the Advent. I know there's some Park Rat Pat.
Say Park Rat Pat and numbers climb. Park Rat Pat, Park Rat Pat, Park Rat Pat.
Park Rat Pat. He's got his Park Rat bandana. He's part of the Rat Pack.
I sure am. Oh, there you go.
I'm surprised I don't have mine, but I have yet to be able to send in a video, so I'm still slacking. I've got video of me and Park Rat Pat out detecting together, but he's got his badges.
Ha! I'm a swamp dog. I actually picked this guy up, and I'm starting to decorate him with different stuff from different people.
Well, I'm gonna have to send you one of mine.
I started doing this. I picked this guy up because my son has one that I bought brand new for him. I got this one at the Goodwill, and it's an older one. But my son has one sitting on his bed. He's 20 years old. He's got one of these sitting on his bed. It's been on his bed since he was 2 years old.
It's been asked.
I don't think Rich Peterson was in here when you showed off the coin.
Oh, which one?
Did you show off your first find again?
Yeah.
Awesome.
The one that I found with the man, the legend. That was my very first coin. And this is not cleaned. This is how it came out of the ground. I just stuck it in a protective sleeve.
We got a special guest in the house.
Who we got?
We have
Hey guys,
Ian.
good.
What?
I'm starting to get the hang of this. Starting to get the hang of this. I hope I'm getting the hang of it.
You're doing good. You're doing good, brother.
Thanks for joining us.
Okay.
I gotta turn off my sound on my YouTube channel.
Yes.
Getting the echo.
It's like,
Yes.
oh, wow, I'm hearing voices.
See, and I've learned I run the chat. I run the chat over on one side on my phone, and
That's smart.
We
Sorry,
got
I'm still
Grease
getting the hang
Monkey
of it.
Prospecting in the house. How you doing, brother? Good to see you out of the hospital.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thank goodness. Now I
my
can start
goodness.
gaining weight.
Food suck in the hospital, did it?
I got some Pringles.
I
Um,
had Arby's not 2 minutes out the hospital door.
dill pickle flavored Pringles.
I bet your cigarette was walking across the parking lot, wasn't it?
Hey, they do put a patch on you.
Do they?
Thank
I bet you
God.
that helped.
Oh yeah.
In between that and your pain shots, you kept on woo.
I guess the first shot I had, the nurse said I started singing something about tiny birds or something.
Oh my goodness.
Next thing you know, you're going to start talking about happy little trees.
We'll be playing Bob Ross here in a minute.
Were you singing good though? Did it sound good?
Yeah, you're good.
No, I meant him singing good after singing about birds. You know, did it sound good?
Tiny birds.
Well,
There you go.
Well, see, Terry was at work here last week. Terry was at work last week and taking off what a
Strut.
strut and coil spring.
Yeah, it had a rusted strut mount, and I was taking it out of the car, and it slipped out of my hand, hit the concrete. Strut mount pulled the nut right out of the rod, shot the strut mount out into my left collarbone, broke it two pieces, and then the spring followed up and nailed me in the shoulder and dislocated my shoulder.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's oh.
And, in my falling backwards, I hit my head on the alignment rack, knocked me out cold.
Is that all? That man, dude, that's a lot.
Tore the muscles in my back, all kinds of good stuff.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, he had a
I
rough
got my
day at
left
work.
arm strapped to my side, so I can't move it.
So not just one injury, you have multiple injuries.
Multiple,
related to-
yeah.
That's why I don't work on cars anymore. Jeez, that's dangerous work.
It's crossed my
crazy.
mind since then.
I would imagine it does.
Yeah.
I'm going to keep leaning forward so I can read
So-
who's even coming in.
That's Heath Doty.
AKA Sasquatch.
Yes, it is.
I wish I could grow hair like you. That's awesome. I
uh,
already gave up on it a long time ago.
Fuck you, Charlie. I heard that.
Charlie. He's after
That's
Charlie.
funny. Yeah, you missed what Charlie just did, though. It's
I
Chewbacca
did the
call.
Chewbacca call.
Oh, now we get to hit the good part of the show. Here's where we just sit.
That's
here
the
and
mating
make each
call,
other
Terry.
laugh.
That's the mating call.
Right?
I'm kind of just listening at this point. I've been talking the whole show.
So, Practical Ken, did you have any
Sure.
questions for Swamp Red or anything?
I was going to ask him what his oldest coin was. But
Yeah,
that's-
we-
someone else
19,
would guess.
1913 Barber.
Do you have enough brass to reload? Or you're finding a lot of brass and bullets over there, man.
Most of the stuff I'm finding is too old for that to
Really?
reload, but I'll tell you what, I've got 9mm coming out my ears because I don't even film my 9mm finds.
Crazy.
I just stopped. They're not supposed. Nobody's supposed to be shooting out in that area. They do anyways.
As long as you're not downrange.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
Yeah.
well, they better not. They better not be shooting while I'm out there because I'll
Return
circle
fire.
around them.
you'll make your shots count.
Yeah, I'll fire back. I don't play that game. But yeah, I find bullets out there are crazy. I was showing them earlier. That's my head stamp box.
Really?
Uh,
Holy crap!
In 4
thanks,
months.
Reg.
You gonna put those on display?
Yeah, I'm actually turning a bunch of them into fridge magnets.
Oh, cool.
Sweet.
That's cool. I like the variety you're finding.
Yeah. I mean, found my oldest today. UMCCO, Union Metallic Cartridge Company, smokeless, number 12, manufactured between 1882 and 1896,
Wow.
which it was in a totally different section of the park than I usually search in.
Sounds like an old section. You better cover that whole area.
Yeah. Yeah. But then I came back down towards the homestead, and that's where I had my ghost story adventure.
Don't go there. Don't go there. Go to a different spot.
I'm actually going to go back to
No,
that
no.
section because I want to search the road that I didn't know was there.
Just take Pat
ghost
with
is
you
calling
with
him
his
to a
voice
center.
box. That way he can talk to the spirits and you can hear what they're saying.
Here we go.
The magic box or whatever that
I'll bring
box that he
Parker.
downloaded.
Bring Park Rat Pat with me.
Miracle bombs.
I don't think he knows about that yet because I haven't told him. You
That's
guys-
perfect. That's perfect. Always bring someone that doesn't know
No,
about it.
because
So in case you need to run,
When I
you just
had
give him a little trip.
AAP,
Yeah, you just got to slow him down enough to get away.
Just give him a little trip.
when I had
Just have to stay ahead.
when I had AAP, the guy at the bottom of the screen here, when I had him in chat, he was talking about the Miracle Box app that you can download on your phone. And Park Rat Pat actually downloaded that app and tried it out. And for a while, he wasn't getting anything. And then he started getting some responses when activity started to kick up in his place. So he's got that app downloaded. So you might want to bring him out there with you, and he might be able to direct you to where you need to go.
Nice.
Yeah. Find that buried treasure. Talk to the spirits.
Oh yeah, there you go. Or you find where the person's buried.
Yeah.
The spirit's buried. Find his
Well,
bones.
Like I said, there right where the voice was coming from, there's a road that doesn't look like a road anymore. And there's a field. In 1969, there was a field about 50 yards from down that road.
Mm.
Don't know what's there now. I'm going to have to, go back and check. Whether I go back with my detector tomorrow or whether I just go back out into the woods, I don't know.
Well, keep your eyes on a swivel.
Yeah. Use your best wits about yourself.
Yep. I'll bring my shovel at least.
Oh yeah, you can cleave whatever.
You can bury whatever you need. to get
Yeah.
rid
Bury it too. Yeah.
of.
Have you tried to throw that?
Those dig shovels.
Have you tried to throw that?
Yes.
Some of those are balanced. You could throw it and stick it in.
Yes.
That's awesome.
I've got 3 of them actually now. And
Carry
this
3
one,
out there at the same time.
this one right here has a longer handle on it.
Wow, that's cool.
So, because I didn't want to have to bend all the way down, because the traditional ones are only an 18-inch handle. This one's got a 24, I think a 24-inch handle.
That's
So-
cold steel.
Yep. So between the handle and the tip, I can
Yeah.
actually sort of use it as a walking stick
Cool.
instead of putting pressure
AAP, you
on
weren't in here at the beginning of of the stream, but Swamp Rat was saying he was busy metal detecting, and while he was digging a hole, like from behind him while he was down digging, he heard a voice say, "Come here," when he was digging up that round that he had just put up on camera.
This one.
And
Is
that's
that on
like
fire?
maybe that spirit was telling him,
That
"Come
did
this
not
way.
fire.
There's buried treasure over here."
It's attempted to fire. You can
Yeah.
see those pin marking in the in the primer.
Yeah.
But it never fired. And this round is a 30 caliber carbine military round, 1943.
Nice.
Nice thing about my metal detecting adventure over the last 4 months that I've been detecting is I find a lot of ammunition, and I research all of it.
That's awesome.
What I don't know, I'm going to find out about it, and that's been the majority of. I mean, that's my bread and butter of my detecting is ammunition. I got 3 other rounds.
I could go a million ways with that bullet, like a weak firing pin, or you never know. That soldier might have heard that same thing while out there patrolling, and he
That
got
was
so
not
tore
fired
up
either.
from hearing "come here" that he
Yep.
just ejected a good shell. You never know.
45 auto.
Oh, wow.
But look at the
That
bottom.
one didn't fire either.
Nope.
What year?
This one. You know what? I didn't even check this one. I hadn't thought about it because, and it's not a military.
Hmm.
Oh. Based off of the markings on it, 1911 through. Nope. Remington would not have been making ammunition for a 911 for a 45 auto in 1911. But based off of the company, 1911 through 1935, this is the REM UMC, which means Remington Arms Union Metallic Cartridge Company. It's after Union Metallic Cartridge Company bought Remington Arms. So that one's old. This one's older. And I can't remember what it was either. This one my son actually found. And it's a weird one.
Somebody's
You all right over there?
So
You
this
look like
one
you're hurting, man.
Just a little hurt.
This one's is a clean
That's why I was
drop.
trying to-
That's a 30 caliber Remington. Clean drop. They haven't made 30. Nobody's made 30 caliber Remington ammunition since 1983. Nobody's made guns for this since the 50s.
It's got a different neck on it
Let's
too.
be
That's
out there for a
weird.
while.
Yeah, it's got a really different neck. This was actually made to compete with the Winchester 3030. It's about the same length. The difference is there's no backing to it. A Winchester 3030 won't run in an auto. You can't do semi-auto with 3030. This you could do. This one you could have ran semi-auto. And people that still have this one, the measurements on this round are exactly the same as a 3030 other than the back lip.
That's
So what
interesting.
people are doing is they're taking this round now. If they've got a gun for these, typically what the reloaders are doing is they're buying 3030 brass, sticking it on a lathe, and just shaving the lip off. And they fit in fine. But that one's, my son found this while he was on leave over the holiday.
Oh,
Sweet.
That's pretty cool, Brian.
I got him hooked. And then 3 more rounds that were unfired that I found out there. These ones are just 22s, though. But they're obviously very old.
Where they're not hit. The back end is not hit at all.
Yep, these are just drops.
I'm gonna say that happens a lot with 22s.
Yeah,
Get
because
the
they're so
fumbles.
small. But these are definitely old. You can see the white on the
The
lead.
lead, yep.
Those are my that's my live ammunition. Today's was the weirdest though.
Not detecting, but digging potatoes in my garden.
Ooh,
You found that in your garden?
Yeah,
Holy crap! Is that 1900?
1900. Got an O mint mark on the back.
Oh, that's beautiful.
nice. That's really nice.
Right on the bottom there. I don't know if you can't see it. It's an O. I don't know what that means.
The Spuds paid off
CC
that
is
day.
Carson City, right?
Mm-hmm. That's really nice.
That's in good shape too.
Flipped it out, digging potatoes.
You
That
forget
was
about the
good
potatoes really
potatoes.
fast, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Maybe I need to go dig potatoes. Yeah, I go.
Go a little
For a while, I
surprised.
said I was. For a while, I was saying I was going metal detecting, and every time I'd come back, I'd have bottles in my hand. Wasn't sure if I was metal detecting or bottle hunting.
Treasure hunting.
Yeah.
Should you bring a pan out there? Maybe you might find some gold.
Don't know if I'm going to find gold in Florida panning. We don't have very good flowing rivers.
I don't think there's much gold in Florida.
Nah.
Spanish gold.
On the
Mhm.
beach.
That's what I want to find. Everybody wants to
Be
find that
surprised how much is there.
bucket list.
Yep.
Isn't that where Gary Drake?
I think that's a bucket list even for us prospectors. That's a bucket list.
Mm.
I
Hey,
just
swamp
want the
rat.
bucket. Yeah.
You know, you're hearing voices that say, come here. You see a lot of empty cases. You see a lot of bullets that have been attempted to be fired and not fired. Do you think they're maybe shooting at something that's all that ammo out there? They're shooting at something?
Yeah, or something. They hear it and they're pow.
But that's
Yeah.
old. Yeah, maybe. But a lot of that ammo is old, you know. I'll tell you what, when I heard that voice, first off, I hollered and I'm like, hey, is anybody out there? And then my next thought was, okay, wait a minute. If there's somebody screwing with me out here,
Thanks, plugs.
so it was time to go click click. And then I was like standing there and I just had my finger inside the trigger guard. I'm like looking around. Who's out here?
You may not be the first one if there's that much ammo out there in empty casings.
Yeah. Well,
That first time I heard a spirit say, come here, I ain't going to happen. See ya.
Too bad I can't be
I watched
staying.
Scooby-Doo.
Got to go.
Hello. Well, that's like when I told the Monday Digs crew about it. The first thing I said was, "I just had a no shit moment." It's like that was a whole lot of nope, and that was right after it happened. Those guys, you know, Ken and the rest of the guys with Monday Digs, they're the first ones that I told anything about it, other than my girlfriend. And I was just like, I was still a little bit freaked out. I was walking back to my car.
Thank
Hey,
you,
I
Brad.
just told someone in case you didn't make it back to your car, at least.
I was like, I'm done. I'm done detecting for the day.
Yep. Yep.
But I'm gonna go back. If I go back out tomorrow, what I'll end up doing is I'll videotape where I was, talk a little bit about what I had heard, what happened, and I'll see about making a little video and follow up to it. Even though I
See if
totally
you can pick
would-
anything up on camera by audio.
Oh, I wish I would have been live digging. Because if I'd have had a live dig, I could go back and listen to it. But I wasn't.
Mm.
I wasn't expecting to have voices coming from behind me.
Nor do you ever.
No, and particularly not out there, because I mean, you got to walk in to the areas that I'm metal detecting. You've got, there's people that hike out there, but you've got to walk in almost a mile to the homestead before you can metal detect. Which is why I find so much stuff. Nobody wants to carry their gear in that far.
Well, I'd go into skunk protection mode and lift my tail and leave a cloud. Get out.
It's that I got my shovel.
Who and get?
Because we're about 30 minutes away from ending the show. If anybody wants to call in, now would be your chance.
I could back out so there's more slots, guys.
Oh no, we can handle 10.
We can handle up to 10 people in here.
I don't know how to comment about that. There's like a Sparta's comment was coming out and I caught it. So we're good. Just like
Squirrel moment.
filter.
What's the filter?
Super Bob, hello. Ryan Wilder, call in.
I wish Luke Duke was in here.
He was.
He was at the beginning. I seen.
He was in here for a while.
Probably had to go to work.
Don't know. Oh, I gotta clean this room up.
Oh, I know the feeling. I've got a case of beer cans sitting over here that I got to clean up.
Oh, mine's just project.
Are they full? Is your project to empty those?
He's done the empty.
Here we go.
He's
completed that project.
He's done did that.
Remember I said I can make just about anything? I'm Magneto.
And just like that, you're a superhero.
Now you need to make the what is it, the new Star Wars Mandalorian helmet.
Yep. This one could become a Mandalorian helmet, but this was the prototype. It didn't stick together very well. The actual one that I finished is made with PVC. It was made with flat PVC. Part of my cosplay stuff when I like to make costumes.
Tiny birds, tiny birds.
Oh, memories.
Yeah. we got the creator of that song down here at the bottom, Mr. Heavy
It's all
Metal.
Heavy's fault.
I'm like looking around my room here. What else have I got in here? What else do I got in my room that I can actually pick up? I got a really cool Nerf gun sitting on the other side of the room that is modified.
Souped up a bit.
It shoots out faster than you can shoot an arrow out of a bow, and it will leave red marks. Yeah,
Paperweights.
got paperweights.
Oh yeah.
Sweet. I like paperweights that go boom.
Oh, these aren't. These are.
Well, I know that.
I just want to make sure everybody knows. I don't.
Sure.
Keeping live ordnance on the table in front of you, not a good decision.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be hard to reload those,
No.
Oh,
No, it wouldn't.
Because the flashbangs will probably work inside that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
paperweight.
I
Paperweight.
want one of those.
It's a paperweight.
Yeah.
That's what the kid,
Yeah, well,
I think that's the one that the kid at the middle school tripped over in the field.
Oh, that's not
I
good.
just have a Freedom Rocket.
Oh yeah, 50.
Nice.
50, yeah.
Yep.
I got
If you ever see something like this
Charlie.
standing on the ground like that, don't play with it.
Yeah.
Mine's
I
still
got a gun
live.
that'll shoot that.
Lake City, is it 54?
Hey, Charlie, you know they can identify that bullet. We got specialists in the house
What's that?
you put it back up there.
when it was made and everything, probably.
And then dates right on it. Is that 70? 70 Lake City 87?
It says
LC is Lake
LC
City.
7. It's LC and then 87 on the bottom of the.
1987.
Yeah. Yeah. The numbers on government rounds are the year that they were manufactured. Typically.
That
But
used to
yeah,
be like
what I wanted to do-
$1.50 a bullet, and now it's like $3.50, $4 a bullet.
Oh no,
50 cal.
it's like $13.50 for a bullet like this.
Yeah.
Well, I got some you could buy.
Yeah. If you're going to pay that for them, yeah.
I'll charge you less.
But what I wanted to do with this is cut some copper wings and kind of
Costs
tack
a
it
lot
on there,
less.
Oh, yeah. Pig
make it
sticker.
look like a rocket.
I like the 50.
See,
If it wasn't for the
Terry's
cost of
ex-
ammo, that'd be kind of a fun gun to shoot.
Terry's ex-military as well.
That bow costs a lot
Grease
less to
monkey.
shoot.
Oh,
I
yeah.
got Barrett.
And I've been
You gotta
shooting
bear
that bow. I've been shooting that bow since I was 5 years old.
I was thinking about
Well, not
getting
that one.
a single shot, just
what
splurge to
I
get a
got.
single shot, but it's like $3 or $4 a round. At least that's what I saw online. It's like $3 or $4 a round, and then you go to sight in the
AAP, I could
snow.
always,
It's like $8 or $9 every time I pull the trigger.
Ooh, man.
AAP, I can send him your number.
Jeff and Nug.
But it's a fun trigger pull though.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Well,
Yeah.
That's
Grease Monkey's ex-military, too.
Yeah.
oh, okay.
awesome. I'm not. I just collect stuff.
We got all. Do we have all branches of the service represented?
Marine
In
Corps.
between you
I
and your
tried-
son, Terry, and me and my son, yeah. Well, I think we have every branch covered.
Everybody but the Space Force.
So, yeah, we don't have
Yeah.
those in here.
No Space Force. That's Charlie.
Charlie's like, send me to the moon.
He's a space cadet. Yeah, I'm the oddball though. Being Coast Guard, usually people are like, "Huh? What?"
Charlie's sideways look is their logo.
Man. See, down on the coast, we've got one of the 5 Space Force bases. Patrick Air Force Base became Patrick Space Force Base. And when they changed it, we went down there to go to because my girlfriend and I go down there to the commissary all the time. We went down to the commissary and I went, wait a minute, they changed the base entrance sign. She goes, what do you mean? I'm like, slow down and look to the right. There's a giant Star Trek insignia on the entrance. It actually has that, the little diamond thing, and it's on the sign as you're going into the base. It's like, and you're gonna expect me not to go long and prosper, my friend. As the guy's saluting or waving me through, I want to do this so bad to those guys.
Now,
Live long and prosper.
Oh my god.
501 Slick
It
'em.
hurts to laugh.
Yeah, the 501 Slick 'em. Get your aerodynamics on. Get streamlined.
Hey, Grease Monkey.
Yeah. Oh,
Ooh.
nice.
Do you know what that is?
Is that a Barrett 50?
12.7.
Oh, nice.
Vishka.
Vishka.
I haven't seen any in the country, and I happened to stumble across the guy at a gun show and picked up. He had a whole box full of Vishka rounds,
Ooh,
unfired.
nice.
So that's bigger than a 50 cal, but you're not going to be able to.
I know those have a very distinctive sound when they're fired upon you.
I can't imagine. I have not been downrange on any of that. I wouldn't want to be, or behind anything. Crazy.
Very distinctive.
Crazy.
It's worse than the AK-47.
I'm sure it is. Can you really hide behind anything when that's coming at you? Jeez.
I mean, you got like almost like
No,
a
that's
taser round
another
coming
one
at
of
you.
those shells that they don't even have to hit you to do damage. That
No.
bullet can just go past you and rip you apart.
Yeah.
Moose
That's what
McCreary,
the-
hello.
That's what the Barrett was designed for.
Yeah.
Really?
Tank.
Oh, that.
Anti-tank.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't meant for human bodies,
No.
but it works efficiently though.
It's a side effect now. Yes.
No. You can be this far away with one of those shots by a human body, and it will literally tear your whole side out
Yeah.
just from the air concussion.
You know,
Now you was talking about that single shot 50. You're not talking about like the one that blew up on Kentucky Ballistics, are you?
That's a Serbu
Yeah, the
built in
Serbu.
Florida. That the single shot Serbu that was built in Florida.
Yeah.
I
I'm
didn't
just
do it.
saying, stick a thumb in it.
It was not me.
I don't typically shoot built guns. Homemades,
No.
especially when they get to that caliber.
No.
That's a lot of powder. A lot.
I've got two favorites that'll be the first thing, when people talk about, what they're gonna carry if they had to bug out. I got two that I carry. And
AR.
surprisingly, they're both 40
Oh,
caliber
Christine
Smith &
Wheels?
Wesson. One's my pistol, and I've got a 40 caliber high point 40 caliber carbine.
I kind of like those guns. I had a 9mm, and it's very clunky on the trigger. You can only hold 8 rounds, but you know what? It's a nice portable 9mm, affordable 9mm carbine.
Well, and the thing with that is, they've got different magazines now for those. They've
Really?
upped the magazine on a couple of them. They haven't on the 40 cal because I'm carrying a 40 cal. The advantage of those high points, and most people don't realize it, is they have a lifetime guarantee on those guns.
They're built like a tank.
Yeah.
There's nothing fancy about them.
No, they're combat veteran built and owned. That's why he built them, so that they can take a beating, and they stand behind it. Mine when I bought it used for $100.
Oh, it's a great
And
price.
The first time I took it out to the range, the firing pin jammed straight through the first round. So somebody messed it up. I don't know how. I don't know what happened. Got in touch with High Point. They paid for shipping the gun back to their factory. They rebuilt the entire thing. I mean, they sent me a new gun when they sent it back.
They probably don't want that bolt to go back and forth with a extended stuck firing pin, because then you have yourself a nice little open bolt.
Right. Well, and
That singer.
it went straight through that primer. It went into the primer itself. It didn't
That's
just
crazy.
It didn't just hit the primer and stick. It went thunk and stuck. And I couldn't get the round out of the chamber because it had a firing pin jammed through it.
That's crazy.
I'd never seen that before. But I mean, they took it back, even though I don't know the history of it. That was the first time that I shot the thing. I didn't know the history of it. told them that I bought it used, they go, it doesn't matter. Our guns are lifetime guaranteed, and we don't mean the lifetime of the buyer. We mean the lifetime of the gun.
I got to give
So-
him
You
credit
know,
for that.
that's a
really
good guarantee.
Mhm.
Yes, that's what Buck Knives used to have the same guarantee. They don't anymore. Nobody does except High Point decided to do it. So they've definitely earned my business.
Reason I got the High Point carbine is because I used to sell night vision scopes at gun shows, first and second generation night vision scopes. I could afford to stock anything better than that. And a person bought a High Point and came over and bought a first generation rifle scope to take out the raccoons. They at nighttime the raccoons are in their garbage, so they had the night vision scope and 9mm and just stick it out the back porch.
All you need is a flashlight.
You still got some stock around? I got some coyote eradication to do. So
I totally got out of it once they started selling on the internet. I
yeah,
can't compete with
right.
that.
I got a night vision scope that's recordable.
I have a
Nice.
pretty good one.
ANT.
I can actually wirelessly plug it to my living room screen and have everybody watch my hunt.
Ow.
And watch your miss or watch your hits.
Yeah.
That's really cool. That's really
Mhm.
cool. I want to get one of those. I want to get a Barrett.
Ferrets are nice.
I
Very
want the
expensive.
vision that clips into this helmet right here.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah,
I do have 2 attachments for flashlights on mine.
yeah.
That's
Oh
what you need to
my-
go digging out there for bottles at nighttime wearing two,
Yeah.
two flashlights.
Yep. Well, and this is not an actual military one. This is pretty light.
Right.
This
It's
is
the
just
airsoft
plastic.
helmet. Yeah. It's a good bump helmet though.
It's good. It's a good bike helmet. When I'm out
I
mountain
definitely
biking,
would-
that's the helmet I wear.
Cool.
I would definitely like
Cool.
to get the night
No,
scope
the
for my
best, the
270.
best night hunting light is the light bar.
Oh,
Holy
nice.
cow.
Yeah, you can get that. You can light up the room with that baby.
Holy cow. I've never seen something like
one
that
of those
before.
things.
Nice. It's just a LED light bar. There's not a lot of weight to this. The battery in the back, not a lot of weight.
That is
Where'd
really
you
cool.
get that? Or did you make it?
No, that's
They're all
light
over the
bar
internet.
off. You know, you see the advertisement on Facebook. Well, this one actually panned out to be a damn good deal.
Hmm.
The light bar.
Hmm.
I got
I'm
the
looking that up
sport
right now.
model. But,
Facebook and commercials through.
I bet I can make one that
YouTube.
wraps all the way around my head.
yeah.
You got a halo?
But yeah, I
It needs to be
find
a
it
halo
it works
light.
well at night for night stuff. You know, when you need both hands free, it gives you good light.
That's what I end up finding myself doing when I'm out metal detecting is I end up going out kind of late in the day and next thing you know it's like 8, 9 o'clock at night
Yeah.
and I'm up there by a headlamp trying to find targets.
See, that's
And,
the problem.
That would give a lot of light. That'd be awesome.
No, I need to not have a light because I need a reason to go back. Because otherwise, I won't go back to the
You'd
car.
be there all night.
I've done it.
Well,
I mean,
Batteries die.
muscle shell.
I'd be out there wandering around. Usually, it's when my phone is starting to die. It's time to go back.
Yeah, that's the hardest part is where I'll carry a spare battery for the phone just so I can keep recording and stuff.
Well,
'Cause that's the quickest thing that drains.
and for me, the problem is I need to have some kind of communication, which is why that became necessary when I go out.
Right.
Because my balance issues, if I fall while I'm out in the woods, somebody's got to come get me.
A mile out, more than a mile away from the parking area. That's pretty bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which it's a little bit easier when I'm pulling my wagon because I can always I usually pull my wagon and I've got a chair and I don't push it. I take my time. I'll sit down and I'll take a break. If I need it, I sit down, take a break. But I'm certainly not going to let something like Parkinson's disease stop me from getting out and enjoying my life the way I want to.
Damn right. That's Keep that attitude, man. Keep that
I'm
attitude.
cybernetic. You can see my horns.
Are those like
They connect to the battery pack right there in my
yeah,
chest.
okay.
I have a deep
Yeah.
brain, what they call a deep brain stimulator. That's why nobody ever sees me shaking. That's the one symptom that's the most telling when it comes to Parkinson's, and it's the one that I've got none of anymore. And I've been off my meds for over 6 months now.
That's incredible. That's awesome.
Told the
Awesome,
doctor I was tired of my meds. I didn't like the side effects.
That's incredible.
Doc said, "Do what you want to do. It's not like I can cure you." I was like, "Thanks for being honest."
Like, there you go.
You know,
Gotta love technology.
most doctors would get upset with you, if you stop listening to them. But my doctor is one of the best in the country, and she's like, "You know what? I can't cure you. You know yourself better than I know how your body's reacting. If you don't like something, tell me. We'll change it."
Hmm.
So
Is that
no.
at a VA clinic or is that really
Yep.
a VA doctor? Nice.
Yep, she actually is only at the VA once a week. She comes over from University of Central Florida,
Oh, great.
and I actually drive 2 hours to Tampa every 6 months for that appointment, because I lived in Tampa originally and moved over to this side because my girlfriend lived over here. And so I drive, I've maintained my connection with that Tampa VA because of that one doctor.
Oh yeah. When you get a good doctor, you don't take a gamble and go someplace else and get treated like crap.
She's a specialist in Parkinson's disease, and she's probably one of the 5 best in the country.
That's awesome. It's worth the drive.
Now if we can only get my Parkinson's disease VA disability claim to go through.
Shoot.
That's been a pain. 5 years.
It's crazy that they fight you on that stuff.
Well, I kind of understand, but I kind of don't. It's annoying.
Yeah.
And now they're grasping at straws.
Can't make it easy.
No, and now they don't want to pay out. The problem right now at this point is, if it's approved, they owe me 5 years back pay. And because my Parkinson's is actually severe enough, once they start looking at all of my other symptoms, I'll probably get to 100% disabled. Service-connected disabled. 100% service-connected disabled veteran receives $3,200 a month. So $3,200 a month times 5 years. That's a nice.
Yeah, a new metal detector around the corner there.
That's a new metal detector, yeah.
Or a few.
Yeah. So, but it's neither here nor there yet. And I'm already 30%, so it's rated based off of what it would be the difference of it.
No yawning, Charlie.
No yawning?
Hey, you look like you're yawning, covering your mouth and leaning back on. And
all right, I'm tired.
Getting ready to drop my Patreon link if anybody wants to jump over there and join. Click that link there.
Why?
Whenever I do donation guys or giveaways, that gets you extra links or extra entries per tier that you enter. Just click that link there. It'll take you over to the website. Other than that, we're getting close to the end of the stream here.
Yeah, I'm ready for bed.
We're coming up just on that 3 hour mark, and yeah, I got to get up early in the morning. But everybody that's in chat here or in the stream, just hang out. When we get ready to end it, I'll let you guys know. I'll drop the outro video, and then we'll end the stream. So thanks everybody for tuning in and joining us tonight. It's been really awesome. Thanks Practical Ken for calling in. Swamp Rat, it's been absolutely awesome having you on. We'll have to do it again sometime. Terry, I'm
Indeed.
glad to see you up and mobile and out of the hospital.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And it's always a pleasure having you in.
Thanks, Charlie.
He's so nice.
You know,
And if you guys ever want to come back, please come back. You know, Practical Ken, Swamp Rat, come back, visit us.
I just don't want to take up any spots that someone else could be jumping in on too. But I guess if you have openings there,
I can
always
have,
good to
I can
chat
have
with
up to
people,
10
you know?
people on stream.
Yeah,
it's always good to chat with people,
Yeah.
and I just hope I didn't.
it's much
Hard
easier
to-
than sitting here trying to type back and forth. It's like, man, y'all are moving quicker than my fingers can even think about moving.
I just have to
Like
make sure
sometimes
that
when I'm in
my
chat, I'm
filter
trying
on.
to respond to something
Yeah.
that was said and like 30 messages later. It's like you finally can get it in there, and then it does make sense to what you're actually posting. It's like, I wish I could have just said it.
Right.
Especially on the phone. On the phone, it's hard to type and keep up.
I'm terrible at typing, anyways. I can't do it anymore. Once upon a time.
take
No
the
fine
hint,
motor
Bubby.
skills.
Take the hint.
But yeah, it's been a very great show.
But yeah,
We
it's been
greatly
an awesome
enjoyed
night.
having everybody here, including the ones on the panel, especially Grease Monkey. I mean, we've been praying and worrying about him being in the hospital and stuff since his
Appreciate
injury.
it, guys.
Dude, I mean,
Yeah.
hopefully, if there's anything you need from us, you just let us know. That's what us family are here for. You know, we take care of everybody.
Like I was
especially
cracking
family.
I was cracking jokes with Jeff. I was saying, you know, with Terry being hurt now, me and you are gonna have to pan his dirt for him.
Yeah, you're gonna need some helpers now, Terry.
Just a minute. No,
No.
Didn't find a thing.
I still got one good arm.
Got a big bucket.
I know.
of
I was just making it funny.
Yeah, Terry's sitting on a lot of pay dirt that needs
Nice.
to be gone through, and now
Is
he
it
can't-
time sensitive?
No,
Does
not
it
really.
expire?
No,
No.
No.
no, but
Well, maybe.
me and Jeff like Terry's dirts. Just like a dude.
Terry told me if anything happened to him, I'd be over there talking to his mom, laying claims.
Yeah. Jeff Brewer.
Yes. Terry said so.
Oh man.
No. Hey, he's got a brewer sticker.
Oh yeah.
So I got you out some stickers, or did that come in a sticker pack?
I think that came from Park Rat Pat.
Okay, there we go.
Roundabout way.
Yeah, the roundabout way.
When you live close enough to Pat, you get everybody's stickers that
Yeah.
He's got the molds for.
Yeah.
Heath, you're talking about me yawning? Who's yawning over there?
there's
Sometimes you got it, Charlie.
Oh,
This is
God.
what Pat needs for his new tattoo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's here on top of the gold box. That one is.
Oh my gosh, guess what else I've got?
We got JP
Hey,
Laundry
you guys!
Hey, Charlie, he's got one of yours before you did.
Right?
I did.
Yeah. I still don't even have those.
Oh, jeez.
Everybody's got them but Charlie.
That's the advantage of being a rat packer, right?
Right. Oh mercy.
I gotta go to the logo and get stickers.
I get like this whole box full of stickers that half of them, I don't even know who I get stickers from anymore.
Oh, Heath.
Tidewater magnet throwers, 907. I got stickers from Kelly Co.
Well, I eventually got to get a logo so I can get the stickers and T-shirts and merch and stuff, but don't have time for
I
it.
got my clovers for life. Clovers for life, baby.
Awesome.
Number 84.
Yeah, I don't have one of those yet.
That was cool. That's winning that detector, man. That was just wild. I never imagined that.
I have that detector. You'll like it.
Charlie gets it.
You'll like it, Charlie. F-22 is pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to getting that so I can get over here to this park and actually hit that.
Now you got a reason to come and see me. You said
Yep,
we
we're
were
gonna
going
go
to
to
excuse.
Said we were going to go detecting.
Yeah, go detect, use it, get you familiar with it.
You've still got some time before the ground unthaws, right, Charlie?
Yeah, here it will probably won't thaw until like middle of March.
Just once you get it, just throw things around the living room and go try to find them. Close your eyes and swing the detector and try to find them.
Especially if you got shag carpet, you know.
Yeah.
Hide the
I
coins.
got all hardwood floors.
No.
And then
Yeah,
lift
nail
it off the
central.
ground so you can tell how like depth, the difference is.
Well, I could send you a couple. I got a couple of bags of sand in the backyard. It's too bad we can't just send them. You can just stick it in the house.
Call it pay dirt.
See,
You
if
might
I
have
get
a little
bags,
bit of
I
sand.
always put the sand first.
I can't pick it up or I'd show you this bag of sand.
I don't know
It weighs
where
like
that
5
sand
pounds.
came from. I never seen it before. That's okay. I found out that a couple of my pairs of camo pants, right below the cargo pocket, there's like, it's almost like double layered in the knees on most of the camo pants, but the seam came out on one of them right along that. So it's an open pocket. And by the time I got back to my car, for some reason, I had an entire internal pocket full of sand. Figure out why one leg felt like it was just sticking and heavy. Apparently, I was pulling sand around with me.
He's there.
But we're at the 3-hour mark. We're gonna call it a night.
Sweet.
So everybody on the panel just stick by for a minute. We're just gonna end the show here, and thanks everybody for stopping by and joining us tonight.
Yep.
Thanks, guys.
See
you
you
later.
everybody.
Have a good night.
Good night,
See you,
everybody.
YouTube.
All right.
Bye-bye.